Hi, my name is Katrina, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade game entitled The First Night, Episode 4. Before we begin, I would like to introduce the players of the evening.
Hi, I'm Marianne. I'll be playing Siobhan York. Fun fact, or sad fact, is that when Shiv grew up, her parents didn't have a lot of time for her. So she ran around with her Israeli bodyguard, Ethan. She also had a baby brother, Blake, who died when she was 15.
Hi, I'm Tarjei. I'll be playing Christopher Falcone. He's a mob-associated criminal in Boston. When he was 10 years old, his father was arrested for double murder, which he had not committed, but he confessed to because he was paid by an unknown person to take the fall. And ever since, Christopher has been trying to find out exactly who brought him off, or maybe even tricked him or pressured him into confessing.
Hello, my name is Örjan, and I'll be playing the role of Sean Dempsey. Fun fact about Sean, his favorite song is Bank Robber by The Clash.
Now we have learned a little bit more about the characters in our game. I'm going to take us a little bit back before we go in directly into this first scene of the evening. So you really understand the stage of and the scenes of which our players will be playing. We left them all in quite dire circumstances, not knowing what has happened to them, and quite dramatically, people seem to have lit themselves on fire. Not knowing if they are living or dying, or what has been done to them. I'm going to go into the first scene with Christopher and Sean. Right before you wake from whatever deep slumber that you have been drifting in and out of, your mind is hammered by the visions and the sight you saw the prior evening. The lovers quarreling, crying, pleading. The lovers' dance of leaving. The horrible glare of the sun piercing through the blinders and the curtains. Burning. Almost like there's snowing in the room, but it's not snow. It's not snow drifting through the air. Like a roaring pulse shooting through your bones and your veins and your skin. Nightmarish images of fire and heat and burning flesh. I would like you both to do a stamina.
Stamina.
Yeah, that's a big fat 0.
Luckily, I have the whole amount of 2 dice.
Same here.
Yes.
And that's a big fat 0.
That's a big fat 0.
Yeah.
Right. From now on, when you roll, you're going to change out one of your dices with a red one.
That can't be good.
It isn't.
Nope.
What happens next is, again, you're not really sure if it's been slumber, sleep, or if you've been drugged, or if you've been just on the brink of death. It's very confusing. You feel discombobulated. You're not really sure if you're hungry, nauseous, full, if your skin is too tight, if it feels too slick, if you want to throw up, or if you want to eat the world. It's very confusing. As you try to stir and you try to lift your limbs, they feel different. They feel lighter. They feel heavier. You feel stronger. And at the same time, you feel so incredibly weak. There's activity in the room. And it takes a minute for you guys to even understand where you are, and even remembering the horrible events that occurred the night prior. There's a sweet, bitter smell in the air. You hear cries and screams and shouting and things being moved around as your eyes start trying to pry themselves open You see shades flickering in the room, screams and arguments. 2 voices, female, you think. And I'm also quite sure that you start to remember you're not alone in this room. Your friend is there. Does he yet live?
Try to move. Remember the feeling of being like mystically chained to the couch, not being able to move, being completely helpless. So I try one burst of energy to just get up, just to recoil, just to move, to look about to see if I can see Sean, and start flailing about.
It's quite a dramatic thing that happens. I'm going to control a little bit of it because you're not fully in your form yet. You do an unnatural burst of energy. You jump, but you can't really move your limbs that well, but you got up from like maybe almost not even moving, but you fall through the glass table and you break it.
You smash down the side.
You smash. This stirs Sean.
Chris.
Just try to move backwards, just crawling over glass and cutting and stuff.
Chris.
Like flailing.
And you would expect it to be blood everywhere, but it isn't. And it's not really cutting you anyways.
I was trying to like call out for Sean. Just try to like Sean.
Chris.
And you just feel parched. Just feel like
yeah. You could drink a river.
Sandpaper.
Yeah. You remember there were wine. There was liquid. Like you want to fumble and find it. You see, it's spinning around because you broke the glass table. The cork is in, and you see it spins on the table, like on the carpet.
Try to grab it and tear the cork off and just pour in some. Just trying to do something about that awful feeling in his throat, and just pull in it. And I just project like it just instantly comes out. I like.
Full on exorcist.
Yeah. I mean, bloody hell. Like, throws the bottle away in disgust. Like the worst corked wine ever.
It tastes like shit. He's doing this, Sean. You feel like, again, it's like your body's heavy and light. Like, you've never felt so powerful and so weak at the same time. It's an enigma.
Did we do tequila? You know I don't drink.
I try to focus, try to hone in on his voice, see if I can concentrate, see if I can get a clear vision of him. You hurt?
Yeah, through you feel your eyes starting to like focus, like in and out. You see him, he flickers in and out of focus. You see him sitting on the couch. You see he's also trying to move. You see he's almost like he's gripping the side of the couch. Almost like he's pushing his fingers through the suede leather. You have to have a hell of a grip to push your fingers through suede leather. But you see he's full on, and his thumb has like pumped the side of the couch.
You're all right?
No.
Shit. Fuck it. Is just checking that he hasn't been shot or anything? I go, what the hell is... What the hell? Those psychos do to us.
The fucker bit me.
Fucking psychos. Wine must be been drugged. Wait a minute, did we even drink it? I remember being Christ. Try to shake the cotton out of his head. Let's get rid of all the cobwebs in there. See if he can crawl over to the couch and get up in it. Looking around, just had a gun. Just looking around for where his little pistol is, in case he'll need it.
As you do so, you get acutely aware that someone is staring at you.
Fuck. Well, then it's become imperative to find the gun as quick as possible. So he's just looking around at the floor and then recoiling away. If he can't find the gun, he's still going to get up and recoil away from the person.
And then you're kind of moving back into the couch where Sean is still gripping for dear life.
Yeah. Do I still have my gun on me?
Well, if you haven't used it, sure, yeah.
So there's another person in the room.
As I'm giving you now a chance to focus on it, because you, as you said, you've just been birthed, and birth is never a painless affair. And now you're being more acutely aware of the world you have been born into.
So, trying to grab the gun, I think I rip apart the the couch and try to. I put it in a boot in my gun. Person, Chris, person, gun, fuck.
As Chris, because you lock eyes with the person. She is fairly androgynous looking, either a masculine female or a very feminine male. Dressed in a suit, short, blonde hair, very like sharp features, very like in control. It's not a power suit, you see, it's a suit to move in. You're thinking muscle. She has a way she's standing, but you see the jaws are pumping. And the eyes is darting from you to him, and you see sometimes the hand goes up and it's like, fuck.
Yes. And Chris is still, like, of course, humiliated, angry, raging, like, in complete shock and disbelief whatever could happen last night, but also kind of scared in the sense that, one, what the hell is going on, and two, he just was, effectively neutered the day before by two people. He doesn't really want to get in a fight and get his ass kicked by a woman right now. Or, well, if it is a woman, that is. But, still, looking around, trying to see if he can see his gun in her clothes, and just waiting whether or not he's gonna try to decide whether he's gonna play tough or he's gonna let her take the first word. So he's actually hesitant. He's a bit unsure what to do. So he's just his brain trying to catalog 100 things at once, and is sort of paralyzing his decision making.
Trying to remain calm, no sudden movements. Have my gun in my lap. I stare towards. I try to look towards the opening, the door where the two lovers went out.
And as you do so, you see movement. Again, it looks like the room, like it's blowing in snow.
No, this is not snow.
It's not snow. And you see the curtains are being pushed very, hard aside as another female enters the room. She's black, beautifully, braided, like dreadlocks. She's scarred. She has almost like a feline canine-looking eyes and nose and mouth. A bit hippie tribal clothing, very muscular. She looks very fit. She looks like she could press the shit out of you too. Not extremely tall, 169 perhaps, 168 centimeters tall. And her eyes are a cool caramel color. She looks incredibly sad. Like she's ripped the curtains aside and she stumbles in and she holds her clothes. And her hand is shaking as she does so. She glares over at the other female, and she shakes her head and she whispers something. It sounds like French.
The camcorder, is that still there?
Yeah.
Sounds like French, you say? Rage to kill, urge to kill rising.
Check out the camcorder, please.
Who do you direct it to?
No, to just out to the room.
To the room, okay. You see the darker girl goes over and grabs the camera and opens it up because this is in the 90s. and you hear voices. And you hear the proclamation. And not long after, she slaps her shut and her eyes go huge. And she stares over to the other person. JJ, they went into the sun. They killed themselves. Not. Why would they? Then the other person there with the blonde shorter hair. You clearly hear now it's a female voice. She wouldn't. He had to have made her. She wouldn't do this. Why would she do this for him? He had to have made her do it. He had to have manipulated her into doing this. Muriel, please give it to me. She goes over and she grabs the camera out of Muriel's hands and she looks at it. And then she gets to the point. She shuts it, big-eyed. Fuck.
I shoot a glance towards Sean, to like to gauge his reaction. I like look at him. I look at the door. I look back at him. Well, still having trouble talking in this. Well, we're clearly intruding on a personal moment, so we'll leave you two to mourn and get out of your hair. And like optimistically, like sometimes that works. Sometimes just taking advantage of people being completely flabbergasted actually works. So like strains his suits and
he's about to go.
Like you're strolling towards the door. Like, well, let's see if he's going to be able to pull that off. Just hopefully they'd be so shocked they have no idea what's going on. But
before you even get that far, the person being called JJ takes her hand up. I don't think so, Christopher Falcone. You're not going anywhere.
Well, you have me at a disadvantage since you know my name and I don't know who you are. But could you please remove your hands from me?
She takes it off. I'm JJ. I'm Mr. Master's Enforcer. The Prince's Enforcer.
The what?
Like, what? The Christopher,
I thought that was a republic.
Yeah, he doesn't really react to the prince. He's like a female enforcer. What has the world come to? That pretty much his reaction. Like, that would never happen back in the good old days. He goes back and sits down on the couch next to Sean. Well, clearly, you two are in a position to perhaps enlighten us on what just fucking happened.
Well, I was hoping you could clarify. You have not been granted. You have not been approved.
I thought you said you got made. I whispered to him.
One, I said I was gonna get made. Two, does this look like the fucking mafia to you?
Yeah.
You see the girl.
He leans in, go very close to Sean, and like whispers in his ear. You sure you're not colorblind?
I feel like smacking him for that comment, but
Yep.
Yeah, I do that. Bang.
Yeah. It doesn't really hurt though. It's more of an impact than pain. It's strange for you, Christopher. It's like You feel your body feels odd all of a sudden. You get acutely aware how weird your body feels. Like, do you need to breathe? You're a bit unsure about that, actually.
I try to hold my breath, like consciously not breathing. Just gonna see how long you can do it.
As he sits there, because this happens simultaneously, the Muriel girl, calling herself Muriel, she sits down beside you, Sean. Her eyes are filled with deep sadness. Did he say anything more? Please. Little one, you need to tell me. Did he say anything more?
How big is she compared to me, since she calls me little one?
Oh, she's small compared to you. Well, she's not small. How tall were you?
170 something.
Well, no, she's shorter than you.
Yeah.
And obviously you are male, you are bigger than her, even though she's muscular. She's like a very lean street cat.
Sean is skinny. Sean is punk skinny.
All right then, but still though.
Yeah.
No need to be called little one.
It's the first time I've been called little one for a while. What's call himself? Dean. Apparently, they were in some kind of distress. Both of them. He pleaded for her not to go through with this.
So he did not force, he didn't manipulate?
In no way. He tried the opposite.
Listen to this, JJ. It is not what you think.
He would fall on his sword, so to speak, alone. But she insisted. They go together.
True love.
What the fuck happened here? Pardon my French.
I shoot Sean a nasty look.
One door closes and another one opens. You have been born. Little Sean, you have been born.
Okay, now I'm confused. I feel more dead.
And it will get much worse before it gets better. She has a slight French accent, but it just pops out in and out.
That's good.
I will tell you more. Your sire was the child of your clan elder, your clan leader.
My what?
You are now in a very proud lineage. I hope you live through the night. Little Sean, I hope to know you.
Did I suddenly go Scottish?
You're like, what the hell?
Yeah. Clan? Elder?
At this time, it's gone a couple of minutes. Christopher, you feel absolutely no need to breathe. But you know, you do not have a pulse.
Interesting.
What?
Okay. This time his mind is sort of like racing. He's not the most. He's not a super intelligent person. He's not dumb, but he's not like the most intelligent. But one thing he's good at is being resolved. That's pretty much. I mean, steadfast. I think that's an okay combination. He's starting to see that. Okay, as much as he just wants to rip somebody's head off and take revenge and just let all his anger and frustration out on someone and just gorge on the blood. That sounds an excellent idea. That sounds lovely.
You get lost in like a blood porn fantasy. Like,
but he's sort of like
It's
actually,
an option.
this is one of the times you have no idea what actually is happening. You have no idea what's going on. You're clearly dealing with someone who's far more powerful than they look to be on the surface. So it's probably best to acquiescence, just to give in, just to follow, to look, listen, learn, and pay attention. So that's probably the best way to survive this entire nightmare. Is to dial down the anger and the righteousness and sort of go with it to see how to put into a position where you can find an angle or way to shift things in his favor.
Makes perfect sense.
When Sean asks what's going on, he looks over to him and says, "I think you were dead on about the dead part, Sean."
Never woken up dead before.
You see her, it's a pained expression. JJ, they haven't been told anything. It's a forced embrace. They know nothing. How are we gonna fight for them? How are we gonna justify this for the sheriff? JJ, you see her jaw, she clenches and unclenches. If Ophelia wanted this Christopher Falcone to bear her name, well, I have to do what I have to do to try to save him. We have to try to prepare them for whatever comes next now. I have to do this for Ophelia. You know nothing, right? You two. Except that you've seen some horrible fucked up shit and now you're dead.
That and that clearly someone has been going through our lives with a fine-tooth comb.
That too.
And I assume they've done so for a reason, and a far more elaborate reason than the one Miss Masters gave us.
So they knew you? They knew you?
Yes, they knew us.
Okay, this is good. This is good.
Very
this is
well.
Better. Very well. And when did you meet them? How did you meet Dean? He's been on the lam. He's signed up for execution.
Dean, we met last night, as far as I know.
But something tells me he's been keeping his eye on you for a while, Sean. All those little incidents at the garage. That thing, a feeling of something out the side of your corner of your eye that you couldn't quite catch. I have a feeling that you said forced embrace. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I do believe that Miss Masters and this Dean had designs that included us, and I've been planning for much longer than we first met them. Okay, how long is it now? Well, first of all, we're just gonna assume it's the night after because it's dark outside now. Yeah,
Wednesday.
So it's Wednesday. We met them on the Friday, so that's the first time we talked to them. But that makes
no sense. Do not embrace. We do not give this gift to any Tom, Dick, and Harry that happen to land in our laps. You've been giving the possibility of greatness, Christopher Falcone. You've been giving the opportunity to taste eternity.
Let me put it this way. It was clear even from the first meeting that they had done extensive research into who we were. Let us just say that they knew let slip a nickname that they should have no way of knowing.
To whom?
Yes.
Whose nickname?
That's less important right now than the fact that it clearly knows something about what's going on here. Miss Masters wanted to hire our expertise for a job, she said. Well, it would appear that last night that what she had learned the previous night had, thrown what you might say as a wrench into her monk wrench into our plans. I agreed with you that whatever they did to us last night was not what they had planned to do then and there, but I feel quite confident that it is something they had planned some time in the future, but was rushed into it due to the, well, as you said, death sentence hanging on this dean's head.
I do understand why your feeling would choose you. Silver tongue, rational, opportunist even, she smirks.
And connected.
Right. I hope you live through the night. We'll see.
I do intend to do my best.
Danger's still yet to come. As she says that, and Shiv's nickname has been dropped, we're going to jump into her scene quickly. As Shiv's has the same sensation. Deep sleep, horrible burning, sun, fire, beautiful locks of black-brown hair, burning, skin burning, snow in the air. A scream almost sucked into a void. You feel like your heart is breaking, like your soul is shattering. Like something really precious has been taken away from you, and it's very, very unfair. You've been denied something. You feel your body screaming in panic, anger and sorrow. You've been smacked into waking state. You feel your eyes open and you feel your eyes dilate. You feel like you take in everything but can't bear to hold none of it. The ash, the snow. Well, it isn't snow, but it feels like it's bitterness in the air, smoke in the air. It scares you. It infuriates you.
How much
your body is, as with them, your body is heavy. It's light. All the sensation that there's something terribly wrong with you right now.
How much do I remember anything?
All of it.
All of it. Okay.
It's burned into your retina as he looked over his shoulder at you. Sad eyes. And the last word he says. Does you remember them?
No.
Immeldanes. Immeldanes.
I don't think she has a language enough to understand that.
But she heard as like she it's like she can't shake it. Like
No.
it shakes, it's stuck in her heart, in her core now. The image of him looking over his shoulder, so sad, as he walks into certain death. Willingly.
I think I want to try and get up. I think she wants to try and... Oh, she wants to walk towards the snow.
You see it's nighttime, because that burning, scary, horrible thing that came over the horizon is not there. There's a light breeze in the curtains out to the patio. You see the speckles of this snow trickles in the air and blows in to the curtains that goes out to the patio. It's like you want to look at it, at the same time you feel like your insides are splitting. And melancholy, a sadness that you can't comprehend and why. It's just like a tidal wave.
I mean, I think it's...
Like you just want to scream and cry.
I think she's super confused about the intimate moments and the way that he acted, and why would he light himself on fire? That doesn't make any sense. if that's what he did. And I think she needs to see it. She needs to, however horrendous that is, she needs to know that it happened or it didn't happen.
Stumbling through the living room in this studio apartment, she stumbles. She feels like sometimes you almost like you feel like you're weightless, and another second you feel like you have to drag your feet. It's like learning how to move. As a fighter, it's scary because you feel like if you got jumped right now, you don't know how the hell you would react. Like you could punch through a skull, or you could just flail around like a fish.
I mean, I'm almost like willing to just like take my Coke and just give myself a wake up call. But I think if I feel so superior as well as so weak, I don't know if that's what she needs.
Does she go for the?
Yeah. She'll just going to take a very small bump just to get her over the threshold.
As she grabs for that, she feels a piece of paper, like stuck in to a heart. And then vaguely she remembers saying, he said something, he put something there.
I'll take it out.
It's a neatly folded piece of paper. You can now go to your phone. There is an image on your phone that I have sent, and this will be shown for all your viewers as well. Yeah, and I think you should read it out loud.
Phew. Should I?
Yes, you should.
Okay.
Because it's her inner voice.
Does she hear it as his voice or her voice?
His voice.
Then you should read it.
Oh, should I read it? All right, I can read it. Shiv, I know your heart must be heavy and your mind filled with dark thoughts, not knowing if I am the true villain of this story. Beloved, you saved me. I was like an angry river cutting through the land, not caring what I was dragging down with me. A lost soul defiantly screaming at the storm. What has happened, what I have done, I did to save you. All for you, my love. You are the reason I now believe in fate, and I will love you for eternity. Aiden. And it makes no sense. You don't know him. It's a very poetic, dramatic declaration of intention. She reads it as she, I think, almost walks towards the patio.
Why? Why would I need saving? It makes no sense. What did he do? Who is he?
The wind gives her the gust. So the curtains dance in the wind, and you see the charcoal body of Aiden sitting on his knees, facing what would be the morning sun, arms at his side and head tilted forward. He's a black, or is it obelisk? No, the black color. The stone that's black.
Onyx?
Onyx, a black onyx color. It's sparkled with white and grey and ash, and he's completely burned through. You see the wind pick some of the ash and whirls it in the air around you. You can feel them sticking to your cheek.
I think she falls to her knees in front of this image. It's quite shocking.
Oh, it's very shocking.
And together with the letter and last night's events, it scares the living shit out of her. I think that's the...
It's a sensation like you want to touch him and not touching. Like you can't understand. You can't believe why.
I think she's just sitting there and contemplating this. Yeah, everything.
As she does so, she hears a squeaky little voice. Shiv.
I'll get up. Is it you, Trixie?
Yes. I'm behind the couch.
Oh, child. I'm so sorry for you to have experienced this.
See the curls and the hands popping over the edge of the couch. She's like she's nestling her nose on the edge. We gotta go again, Shiv. We gotta go.
What happened? Did he hurt you? Are you okay?
I'm
There was so much blood, Trixie.
I'm not supposed to remember yet. We gotta go.
Where do you want to go this
We
time?
gotta go to the princes now. This is when we're gonna save them.
Are you talking about Chris and Sean?
Because the big shark's gonna come and he'll gobble them all up if we don't go and save them.
Hand to your heart. Tell me that what you're saying is the truth this time.
I'm not lying. I wouldn't lie. I'm sorry.
You lied last night.
No, I didn't.
You said we were going to them and you didn't. We didn't.
But we are going to them.
The only thing that's happened here is that a man is dead.
And you are on the other side of looking at us. So you might live.
Are you saying that there's still a threat to our lives?
He gave...
Well, I think the best course of action for me is to actually not go with you, Trixie.
You have to do
But go home and then actually go home.
that.
I think I need to go back home.
Call the prince. Call him.
Do I have my purse?
It's on the couch.
phone?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll walk over and I think she's a little shocked that she hasn't thought about this herself.
As she goes and gets it, all of a sudden she feels hands around her waist. As Trixie is like holding on.
Yeah, I'll.
My family's dead. Can I have you?
Oh dear. Was he your family?
The chosen family.
Well, I know all about chosen families. They're the best ones.
You gotta call the princess because you know stuff. You can save them from the shark. He'll gobble them up. He'll eat them.
I'll call Chris.
We gotta go like a split screen. It's basically just as the last you had the conversation with JJ, your phone rings.
May I?
She nods.
Reach in, take out the phone and see who's it from.
You see it's a Shiv.
Oh, show it to Sean so you can see it. Now flip up.
Chris.
Yes.
Oh, thank God you're alive. I was so afraid of you. I was so scared. Trixie said that you were... Well, she said that we were to save you. I don't... There's so much has happened.
Trixie?
The girl that referred to you as Princess from outside the party. Aiden's friend, I think.
Did you get the text that Sean sent?
Yes. And I was on my way when I met her. What happened? Are you okay? Where are you? Can we meet? Should we meet at, I don't know, at Sean's?
Listen very carefully right now. Is there anyone else there with you?
Trixie.
But besides her, just the two of you?
Yeah.
Right. Sean and I are in a bit of a pickle.
Is this a guessing game? Do you need me to hash out scenarios for you to confirm?
Well, let's just say that we are presently engaged in an important meeting.
You see
Miss
JJ
Master and...
No.
No.
Oh, what? There was
With whom?
certain developments.
Are you at the location or are you elsewhere?
That would be correct, yes.
Should I come? Do you need help?
I don't think that would be necessary.
Christopher.
However...
JJ says.
Just 1 second. I'll just finish right up. I'll call you back in 5 minutes. Just don't go anywhere.
Okay. You sure?
Yes, I'm sure. And it hangs up.
This is the third individual in your gang.
Well, if it all were the same to you, I don't particularly see this as a gang, but more like a club. A society, if you might like. Yes. About that. I'm going to assume that you're also familiar with a certain Mr. Price.
Yes.
He's one of you as well.
Yes. As now you are. Is she?
Well, I didn't ask. But for sake of argument, let's say that she is. You said that you hoped, and I'll take your word for that, since I do not believe you have any reason you would lie to us, that you would prefer to see Sean and I survive this night.
Yes.
Does that concern extend to our third friend as well?
Yes.
Even if she finds herself in the same situation that we do?
I believe the only way of saving you is saving all of you.
Makes sense. If all have the same fate, we should all receive the same judgment, shouldn't we?
It will make it easier, you see, because if there's more of you, if Aiden's, why would he be gone? Then our society has lost 3 heirs. The same night as we have 3 births.
Can I please ask something? What the hell are we?
Right. That's a complex question with a more complex answer. Do you want the clinical term?
Sorry to interrupt just 1 second, but given the odds that Shiv might find herself in the same disposition we do, Sean, perhaps they would rather not have to repeat themselves.
I'm just curious.
So if I ask her to come here, will you give us your word that you will not harm her now?
It is not in my interest. Muriel is like, I would never.
And would you say that would be the best shot she, as well as, Sean and I, have for survival?
If the sheriff finds her alone, I do not like the odds of her surviving this encounter. She's a liability. She's illegally been embraced, which is what we call what has happened to you. It hasn't been sanctioned. The prince has not signed off on it. She is, in a sense, person non grata. Kill on sight.
I believe I can understand that concept, which of course he just makes to someone being made without being promised to be made. In that case, let me call her back and I'll invite her here.
And when you all three here, Sean, I will try to answer your question as best I can. I need you prepared to what's coming next.
Guess I'll just phone Dal Shiv back.
It's been like forever. You feel like it's been forever, but it's been like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Hello?
Siobhan, I'm going to ask you one question. Did something very strange happen to you last night?
I think that might be the understatement of the year.
Can you do me a favor and take your pulse?
What?
Just feel your pulse.
Didn't see that one coming.
What are you on about? Why?
Both?
I mean, I'm a little stressed out right now, so it's probably too high, but what?
Indulge me, please. And I don't want you to be freaking out right now, but if your situation is anything like Sean's and I, you're having a bit of a problem with that little thing. Could you come to the meet? You know the address we went to last night? I think it's in your best interest. I think if you're going to be able to survive, you should come here. You could always try to do what we agreed on last night, but I think that might prove difficult. It's like putting 2 and 2 together, like, wait a minute, if they went into the sun and got toasted. There are some people here who might give some answers to the questions we are having right now. And quite frankly,
what is going on, Chris?
I don't know. But to quote Sean, it appears we woke up dead.
Fuck off! You know I don't believe in fairy tales. Come on.
Didn't use to myself, but something is definitely wrong here. The point is, we now find ourselves in the position of being a potential liability for some very, very important and dangerous people. And we're going to work very hard to survive this night. And if they find us walking about on our own, without any speak on our behalf, I'm pretty sure they're going to
take us
for a very short trip of a very long emergency
room. I'm pretty sure I need to go to the emergency room.
I would advise against that, actually.
But you're okay?
We are that's a bit. We're unharmed, but yeah, we find ourselves in the same situation you do. I suggest you just come here as quickly as you can. I'm sorry, Shiv, but it appears to be the only way out. The only way we have to save all our lives. He's not exactly sharing the fact that he also have a very selfish reason for wanting Shiv to arrive there and not just running off other countries. Apparently his own survival hinges on it. That's a little manipulation between friends. There are some people here who have our best interest at heart, to put it like that, and who can help us and give us not only the answers to what exactly has happened, but also make sure that we get to see tomorrow. You remember the address, right?
Yeah. And I think Trixie has it.
You feel the head bouncing on your waist.
Yeah, she's hearing everything, obviously. Yeah, of course. Trixie, say hi.
Hi.
Yes, hi. He's like weirdly freaked out that she
I think I'm like kind of panically stroking her hair.
Like, yeah, it's just this is normal.
Yes.
And you're also wondering, well, okay, what role he's still sort of unsure what role Aiden played in this. He still has sort of feeling that he might have betrayed those two or something like this. He's not quite sure, but also she's with Trixie. Did Trixie do this to her? Is she... And why is... Well, yeah. Questions.
Why?
So you just jump on your bike and get as quickly as you can. Don't stop anywhere. Don't talk to anyone on the way. Just quickest route here. Pronto.
Okay.
And Sean and I would truly appreciate it.
We're gonna save them. That's what you hear Trixie saying.
Can I hear it too?
Yeah, she says, we're gonna save the princess.
Let's really hope that she's correct about that, Shiv. I'll talk to you when you get here.
Should I be carrying? Do you... Okay.
Yeah.
Feeling a bit of dick that he didn't just insist run, which was sort of the agreed upon strategy. But, well, apparently his survival hinges on, well, they appear to be a package deal, so... That's pretty much it. Plus,
thank you, bro.
He knows, like, spending your life on the run is from a powerful secret organization is probably not a good way to live, or live long, for that matter.
Leaving the apartment feels terrifying, and also it gives you a possibility to breathe.
Yeah, I think I'm ignoring what I just kind of... I'm ignoring this because I don't think I can comprehend it. I think
compartmentalizing is just like yep.
Yeah.
Boop. Going from A to B, that's a task. Yeah. I can do it.
Yeah. Trixie, you know where we're going, right?
Yes, we're going to Philia's house.
Are you okay to drive a bike that far?
Do you drive?
Well, yes, obviously. But you need to be able to... Don't fall asleep on me, right?
No.
Okay.
She's happy and sad all at the same time. It's like she's trying to be brave. You get this like spunk, you know, it's an attempt of bravery.
When we're done with this, can you please... You need to talk to me what happened. I need to hear it from you. Because all I have is bits and pieces. And I'm still having a really hard time understanding what happened.
It's a puzzle, Shiv. I can't give you all the pieces yet.
Why would he leave me this? And why would he kill himself?
To do the bad thing.
I'll put on my helmet and put her on hers. Help her with that.
Oddly, like,
I know she's old enough. But I think, yeah.
She triggers a maternal thing in people. Protective. Clever survival strategy. As you burn into the evening, we're going to fast forward to as you arrive at the Ophelia Murray Master's estate. And obviously you also have the schematics, you know how it looks like. You boys have just been feeling nervous, out of sorts. You see that the JJ and Muriel are, again, with the camera, and they're whispering and talking and pointing at you. And they seem stressed out. Not as stressed out as you lot, but they seem very stressed out. So I'll give you a chance to have one conversation before we're going to introduce Shiv and Trixie.
Gonna keep voices low because Christopher doesn't want. They can be busy with their conversation. Doesn't particularly want them to overhear every single word he's having with Sean.
So we're zombies now?
I don't know. Cursed by God, anyway. I mean, we can't get anything right, can we? Your first job in Paris goes to shit, and we land an opportunity to get everything right here. What happens instead? Well, we get whatever hell happened to us, embraced or whatever. Wake up without a pulse or necessity to breathe. The person responsible for the current state we are in decides to burn themselves alive like a couple of Buddhist monks. And they didn't even have the goddamn common courtesy to pay us for a job first. We're never gonna die. What the hell would they need the money for? Could at least paid us.
Idiots.
It's just rude, that is.
Where's my money?
It's important to keep your priorities straight when in a stressful situation, and that is, where the fuck is my money?
I might be dead, but I still want to get paid.
I'm going to get those 45,000 they owe us one way or another, even if I'm going to choke it out of their ashes or sell whatever I can carry from this house.
Yeah, we'll make something. We'll make something. I'm just nervously looking around. Is there anything of great value in here? That's easily...
It's the sound system is very fancy.
Might be some slight smoke damage though. But I think the important thing to keep focused on right now, Sean, if we want to live through this night, is that one, it's important that we're not perceived as a liability, and two, that we can prove ourselves useful. If you're a useful asset, there's less chance of anyone killing you. And if you're not a liability, it's less reason for them to get rid of us. So that's the main focus point here. One, not be a liability, and two, be useful.
You hear a motorbike burning in front of the estate.
Sorry, Shiv.
The night feels still warm. You feel, you don't feel warm, you don't feel cold. You just feel something, but nothing, but something.
Well,
the air smells interesting and intoxicating and lovely. It's just your body feels off.
Yeah, my mind is going back to my necklace. Yeah.
You feel absolutely no need for it though.
Yeah.
You feel very sharp. Alert.
I think I'm trying to see as I drive up her driveway. I'm just studying the layout of my surroundings in case something goes wrong.
Yeah, this is not gated in the same way that Mr. Master Estate is. But it's got a nice driveway up, double garage, as you see, and it's a small, stately manor.
Mm. Yeah.
Trixie jumps off and just walks with the helmet on her. It looks a bit weird.
Yeah. Trixie?
Huh?
Helmet?
Oh, yeah. She pops
I mean,
it
you
off.
can borrow it if you like it to have it. Would you like to have it? No.
Yeah. She takes it and she walks.
Do you know what we're walking into?
Yes. I don't want to look at them. I can't. I get so sad. But we're gonna save the princess and that makes me happy and maybe you can be my new family and I'll be alright. We can live happily ever after until we have no more.
I'm here for you, Trixie.
I know.
I don't know why, but I'm not saying that to her.
No, but you feel like you trust her. You feel connected. You don't know why, but you feel like you'd follow her.
I was thinking like maternal, like brotherly, sisterly love.
Yeah.
But okay, I'll follow her. Yeah, sure.
No,
Okay.
but like, yeah. Well, it's a motherly, maternal. It's like, you will say, if she said, come, you say, yeah, I'll come.
Yeah.
No, she's not like a dominant, leading kind of person.
No.
She does not inspire that. You lots on the inside of the door, you see both JJ and Marielle, they react to something way before you do. Like, they peer at the door. You see JJ go from the inside, and then you see, yeah, she's an enforcer. The way she moves, she's grabbing for something.
I guess I recognize the sound of the engine.
Yes, you know who it is.
Mm.
You see this little person called Trixie enter the room. She looks at JJ and Marielle, and she like skulks, and she moves away. And she hides behind a chair. Which is odd. And then they just wait for you, Shiv, to get in.
Yeah, if she already went, I guess the door is open. I'll walk in.
What you see is, well, you have to walk all the way into the living room. Well, it's not that far, but it's just a partitional wall. As you come around the corner, you see, as I said, like these beige suede couch, glass all over the floor. There's blood. There's wine, you think, and blood. The end, this ash. There's white, dark speckles all over. You see both of them. They're covered in blood. And they kind of look a little bit pale. Like, for a second, they look dead.
I'm trying to keep cool and calm.
And then on the opposite side of the room, like looking at them, you see the JJ and Marielle, as I have described.
Yeah.
They are.
That's what I'm like. I want to try and gauge what their attitude towards the boys and towards me and Trixie. I want to try and... Can I do it? What do I do? No.
Insight. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, by all means.
Because I want to read the room before I act.
Do it. As anybody can do an insight now if they want to read the room.
I don't know.
Okay, so
Is it
1, 2, 3...
risky to re-rolling dice?
4, 5, 6.
6.
Yeah. Well, it's 2 plus the 2 with the thingies. Sorry. I'm saying 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
1 success.
1 don't give you shit.
4.
4 does. 4 and 6 does. The room is tense. You can cut it with a knife. You're getting interest, obviously, from JJ and Marielle is more. They are concerned. You get a sense of like this nervous tension.
Not hostile or?
No.
Okay.
They're like, they don't mind Trixie, they just give her no attention.
Right.
Christopher will get up and he'll walk over to Shiv and like greet her in a proper Italian way with kissing on both cheeks and
It's very
I whisper into his ear, "You okay?"
Relatively, yes. You?
Sure. Let's go with fine.
You packing?
No.
And he goes back and sits down.
What does Sean do?
I think he's just waiting. The way he sits, I think he looks almost dead. Because he is...
Yeah, and the sofa's ripped where he's sitting as well.
Sean?
Yeah?
I'm not going over to you, but I'm just... How you feeling?
Oh, I actually took a breath there. That's
feels, peculiar, yeah.
That feels strange.
Because you don't have to.
I don't need to breathe. Do we have to breathe to talk? I ask into the room.
You see, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Can you say the letter P, Sean, and I think that'll answer your questions. I feel that.
I have to breathe, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Chris. Have they given him anything? Sure you're okay, Sean?
No. The two persons last night, on the other hand.
I feel angry. Not
As
in
you
a
should.
way I
You hear
like
Muriel
to
says.
be.
You should be angry, Sean, for what they did to our lineage.
And I'm sorry, but who are you?
I'm Muriel.
I'm looking at the other one.
I'm JJ. I'm the Princess Enforcer.
I think we joined a new mafia.
I was guard of Ophelia.
And
Clearly,
Miss Masters, where is she?
I
I look
failed.
towards the patio doors. And then across, around the room.
They sought the final death. Shiv, was it?
Siobhan York.
Siobhan York. So now you walking, also on the other side, embraced. Who gave you this life? And where is your maker?
I'm so sorry, but I don't understand what you're talking about.
Who turned you, child?
Again, I don't mean to be rude, but I don't know what you're referring to.
From behind the couch, you hear, Aiden did it. Aiden did it. Where's Aiden now?
Mr. Price is no longer with us. I'm sorry to inform you.
What do you mean exactly? Be now very precise and clear with your words, child.
I don't like the tone.
You don't have to. It's not a requirement. Where is Aiden? What happened to him?
I don't necessarily know all the details, but what it looked like from my perspective, he lit himself on fire.
She steps,
on the balcony.
Yeah, she steps back and she's like grabs her hair. Muriel just like she drops to a squat and she's like, 3. They're all 3 dead. They're all dead. What are we to do?
Chris, Sean, do you want to I don't know.
It
Leave?
appears that Miss Masters and Price and a third person, a man called Dean, all chose last night to end their existence, but not before, well...
Changing hours.
Yes.
We're zombies now, apparently.
Yeah. JJ actually does that. No, you're most definitely not a zombie. Sean Dempsey.
Oh, that's good.
Could we roll, like...
Werewolves?
Medicine for yourself?
I was going to say in pop culture or something like that.
Sure you can. Go for it.
Like 1986, what year was Bram Stoker's Dracula released, by the way?
No, yeah, you roll it. See if you think it.
What is that, like, what on earth could it be?
A cult, popular culture.
So not zombies, werewolves.
No, Sean Dempsey. Try again.
Vampires.
Bingo.
So they do get a bit more of a Hammer feel to it.
You know Bela Lugosi.
Right, here we go. It's not like the frickin' movies.
Thank you.
That's good. I was afraid it might be some of this Anne Rice crap, because that's really... yeah. Oh, me, the humanity.
You see her like, you have been gifted. You have been blessed, but also cursed. There's no way of denying that. With such a gift always comes a price. Nothing's for free in this world. You will, like the legends, need sustenance. Specific sustenance to survive. To heal.
Yeah, and it's not wine.
No, it's not wine. Sure. It is not wine at all. Our society is hidden, cloaked in secrecy from mankind's eye, so we may live and prosper. If humanity knew about us, we would surely be eradicated, us being top of the food chain and all. And yeah, you're on top of the food chain. You see, such a gift is not given lightly, so you three being embraced, turned into what we are, just overnight, as the same night, 3 of our esteemed generation, up-and-comers, important Canaanites, decide to kill themselves, leaving you birthed into confusion and ignorance. Now I'm left with a job trying to save your sorry asses. So this is not just a carnage and a city will fall.
I think I've heard enough for tonight. Boys, again, shall we leave this nonsense?
Yeah, we tried that. That's
to hear. I am not. Don't take me for a fool.
Do you want to live, Shiv? JJ says.
Is that a threat?
No, you are very much threatened by other elements, not me. I am trying to save your ass.
By spinning tales and, I don't know, refusing my boys to leave, it seems like that's not a very friendly position, is it?
You're not yet convinced of your condition.
Shiv, you remember that at that time we stole that car, and we had that talk with Uncle of Chris. That our family, your family, yada yada yada, secret handshakes, and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is like that.
Well,
I think we just...
no offense, but that's not something I want to be involved in. And I don't think you would like that either.
Nope, so we didn't do the handshake, and we
smarter than that.
didn't do the bat on the wing and the secret dance. But this time, I don't think we have much of a choice. Because you stopped breathing.
You said they chose final death. I'm going to assume that if your wording that is correct, it's not much that can kill us.
No. But we can be killed, most definitely. And there's no coming back from it.
Broke through that glass, Siobhan, and I didn't feel 1 ounce of pain.
Noelle, she's not convinced, and we're running out of time before he's here. Could you just do a demonstration so we can get on with the shit show? And she's like, but it's so vulgar, JJ. Just freaking do it. Like, I need them to catch up. My guy seems to be catching up. Your guy seems to be catching up, and then we have Aiden's runt. Just defiant as fuck.
Much like Aiden.
Again, my name is Siobhan York, and I have no relations to this Mr. Price, to Aiden.
Do we have other teeth?
What drugs have you given them? Honestly.
You see,
I've never seen them like this.
Creaks her neck, and as she does so, you see she blinks and her eyes go golden yellow, and she snarls, and she see fangs creeps out as she quicks her jaw. It's almost like she looks more feline, like her ears, they look sharper. Like almost like her hands look like more like talons. She looks formidably intimidating. JJ stands like, yeah, I know. Shit's fun nightmare, isn't it?
I think that's kind of hot.
Most guys do.
Christopher just goes like... inches a bit further away from him.
She snarls and she snaps back her head, and then the fangs go back in and her eyes turn to the cool caramel color again. It's so vulgar.
How far am I from the veranda, the porch, the
door? You can decide where you are in the room. Nobody's like forcing you to stand or sit or do anything.
I think after that little display of power, I'll turn around and walk outside towards the porch. I think I need a cigarette. And cool my fucking nerves, because this is not what I expected for the tonight.
And JJ's, it's almost like she's gonna go and stop, and then Noelle puts her hand up. And no, she let her breathe. Noelle turns towards the boys. Make sure she doesn't leave and suit her heart. I think she has had loss this evening.
I get up and go after.
That's, and you feel the hand of Noelle hits on your shoulder. We shall mourn, Sean. If you live the night, we shall mourn. And we shall celebrate.
I'm not quite sure who I am supposed to mourn, because The guy who bit me? Didn't know him.
You see how she smiles and she looks on. This is not true, Sean. I can smell him on you. You know him. There's something hidden, child.
That actually makes sense.
Yeah,
You
that's
have
not
been
rapey at all.
chosen.
I think I'm gonna go see to my friend now.
Ah, d'accord.
Go out on the patio.
As you do, you see the lovers. And also this is also Shiv. You almost stumble onto them. And you see they have embraced, almost in a kiss. The frail, like, elegant frame of Ophelia being caressed by a larger figure. Holding on. You almost like you could see, like, the white of the knuckles of someone holding on, knowing this is it. You will never embrace again. It's sad. Sad.
This
Are you
fucked.
trying to tell?
Yeah, I'm picking up my cigarillos and I'm picking up my lighter and.
As you do so, it's like, that's a lot of fire in my face, and you throw it away.
Okay.
It's like, oh, no thanks. The garden, on the other hand, smells intoxicating. You can smell the grass, you can smell the birds, you can smell the lover's ash. You can smell all of it. The world is intoxicating.
I think I'm just like holding onto the banister and just looking up at, my surroundings. That is not the lovers, because I think I've had enough of burning corpses for one night.
The moon is out and it's a clear sky. Do both of you boys go out to her?
I do, at least.
Yeah. Well then.
I'll wait a little bit because I'm gonna say one or two things to JJ before going out, but I'll be joining after. Like I'm just stopping on the way out, just. And Miss Master said something last night which at the time did not make that much sense.
I'm sure none of it made sense.
She talked about being her heir and having to decide whether to unite the houses or not. I'm not quite sure what she meant, but like I said, I have a feeling that whatever happened was not what they intended to happen, but there are some designs at work here that was planned.
I will enlighten this. I know. I know what he was accused of, and I know what he was sentenced to death. And I know that the divide has done to our different families. I shall give you this information. I think you need it when you're going to have to fight for your life, Christopher Falcone.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I give it a little smile, and I'll best go out and see if we can't calm our friend down.
Well, Shiv is standing there, and you smell. You smell Sean. He smells different. It's like you feel weird, like your head is light.
It's like half tantalizing, strange alertness to it, and the other part is still like the white burning anger of being used, of being tricked, of being deceived, as
but Sean has
ambivalent feelings.
Sean has a couple of minutes before Christopher comes out, so do you engage with Shiv as she stands there?
Yeah, I put my hand on her shoulder. I think it's goodbye to wine and croissants and steak.
So you believe them?
Yeah.
Through and through.
As fucked up as it sounds, yeah. You know what? Fuck all. Fuck all. Never was a part of that society of normal people anyway.
He seems oddly calm. And actually, you, Sean, you're quite surprised how calm you feel. Like some part of you were prepared for this.
They didn't want me. Fuck them. Want to live forever? Fuck yeah.
No? Why?
So I can see how it all ends. You know I hate
Funny guy.
You know I hate the stories that don't end. You know I have to see all the bad movies just to see how they end.
Yeah, follow that road.
It's like that.
I understand that I'm supposed to believe this. Some part of me is telling me that whatever I've seen and heard is the truth. But how can I? It's not the world that I live in. It's not something that I want.
Shiv, what world do we live in? We don't see much of the daylight.
Speak for yourself.
I've seen how you're behaving the last weeks. I don't think I've seen you much during daylight at all the last weeks.
It's cold work, Sean.
Yeah, it is. We steal stuff. We nick stuff. We fuck stuff up. We do it for fun.
Or just fuck stuff. Yeah.
That's what I heard. I don't know. I'm going to go with that. And that is what Christopher hears.
You hear what you relate to.
Late to the party. We fuck stuff.
You'll just stand behind him and listen a little bit more.
How bad can it be? Shiv, you get to look this great forever. I get to look this great forever.
I hate to tell you, Sean, but you kind of look like shit right now.
Well, it could be worse. We could be looking like Chris. He's going to have that hairdo like that for the rest of his life.
I mean, I have to admit, Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise were pretty hot, but still,
man, that film
if
is
I
bad.
learned anything from that movie, is that's not the life for us.
I don't think you got a choice anymore, Shiv. Fuck around and find out. You wanted to live a life of danger and action. Well, guess danger found you, and well, took a big bite. I never had a choice. This is my life. This is who I am. So I needed the money.
But why us? Why them? If I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, because if this is real,
yes, either that or we're having a psychosis, all three of us. Actually, then I prefer this to be real, because if we're having an episode and we're going to no, this is no LSD trip.
Like 1 second, Christopher is really like the fear and the fright and scare take a different turn, and he thinks about his mother and her problems, and what if it's in the blood? What if it's genetic? What if he's locked in a padded cell right now and having a complete psychotic breakdown? It's like,
it'll be good.
I prefer the vampire solution.
But
what does it mean for us?
What it means, Shiv, is that
it can't be real. It can't be real. Like,
I think we can worry about that later. What we have to make sure now is that we survive the night, because what I got out of what they told us back there is that there's a very real distinct possibility that
Why
we'll be
did you
viewed
want
as a
me
bunch
to
of
come
mistake and be disposed of by the time the sun come up tomorrow. And quite frankly, I don't want to end up like those two. I looked down at their burnt, charred bodies.
who is
Dead or
that?
not, I have no intention of ceasing to exist this night.
It's a very bleak
I have
warning.
no intention of ceasing to exist. Period.
As I told Sean earlier, there's two things we need to impress upon whoever's going to decide our fate. And that is, one, that we are not a liability, that we won't in any way expose their existence. They seem quite adamant about remaining hidden in the shadows. And secondly, that is that we can be useful, that we have something to offer. Now, for whatever reason, this Miss Masters, this Dean character, whoever that really was, or this Mr. Price.
No.
Well, you know his name is Dean. That's about as much as I know as well.
Yeah, and he bit me in the neck.
Is that
Yeah.
the one?
He look,
God. I think as he says, bit me in the neck, that kind of comes a little bit back to her. Yeah. I think, I mean, I'm standing with my back towards these two. I think I'll take out the letter again and just like stare at it for a little moment until I'll fold it back in and...
Yeah, you don't show it to them.
No.
you
I mean, I'm
remember-
not trying to hide it, like,
No.
I'm not trying to be sneaky about it, but I'm just...
You remember that strange reaction you had on the first meeting at the Blue Room when he called you by your nickname, which he has no reason to know. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember how Sean and I lightly teased you in good-hearted camaraderie fun, in no way or shape meaning any offense, that he wanted you? And you dismissed it?
Yes.
Remember me telling you about that mysterious whiskey glass with a lipstick in the sink? The strange going on at Sean's garage? I have no idea exactly what's happening, but I have a distinct feeling that they've been watching and, well, checking up on and getting to know us for longer than we know.
I think actually they've done something to our minds.
Well, with one word,
Are we
she made
talking
it
about
impossible for us to leave.
fucking magic,
Sure.
craft kind of things as well? Oh, God. This
Sure,
is too much.
Do you think that me and Sean both being armed would just sit on a sofa and let someone bite our necks?
Is that what you
voluntarily?
did? Is that what happened to you?
Neck
She
bitten.
said sit still, and
Oh, I bet
was
you love that.
unable to move a finger or toe or even close my eyes. I don't know what happened, I don't know what worked, but there's certainly some sort of power in those creatures in there. That little one, I tried to leave earlier and she put her hand on me, and she might not seem that big, but I'm fairly certain that she could rip my arm right out of my socket if she wanted to.
I turn around. My mind to your mind. Stand on your hands.
Maybe I'll try to rather read your mind.
Yeah.
She did it as a joke, not as a serious thing.
Yeah. And he's gonna joke back, but he's actually not gonna joke. He's actually gonna try to prove a point, and he's gonna take and describe his own feelings, and like he's reading her feelings. There's this feeling inside you, this burning hunger for something. Something is gnawing some sort of craving that you can't put your finger on, but you just need to.
To get this night over with, yes.
But there's something what he says rings through. Like there's a hollowness inside you that you feel a deep need to fill. Almost like you feel like salivating in a mouth when you're thinking about filling that void. Exactly what that is still not clear to you. You just feel the need and the hunger. Almost like there's something locked within you, like peeking through a door, roaring or growling. And it's terrifying and intriguing at the same time that you now have this thing in you. Like you're acutely aware that you don't live in this house alone anymore. Someone has moved in.
Hooray.
The dark passenger, so to speak.
What we need to do is put our best effort and go together to make sure that they don't just lob our head off and burn us up to send us on for just merely existing. We've got to convince them that we have a right to exist, that we're useful, and that we can be trusted.
Is that what they said? Is that what they
No,
said?
that's more my general feeling of how we're going to get through this night alive.
And what is the threat?
That we exist, I believe. She was very clear that
for
whatever
us,
happened was not done with permission.
I'm guessing there was a reason why you asked me to come here and you didn't just leave yourselves. So
Yes, if I thought that running would be the best way to survive, we'd run. But I don't think these are the sort of people you can hide from. I believe if they wanted to find us, they'd find us.
Well, there's no doubt that, especially you feel from JJ, you feel an enormous, that she's very, like she's powerful. Though the equation, it's something, if it's genetic, if it's blood, you don't get it, but you just know she could fuck you up, as you said. She could just rip your arm off. You're convinced of it.
Mm.
And for Sean's, it's like he just saw what she did, and he feels an immense respect for her. But you feel more kinship. It's weird. Like for Sean, it's like he can't really put his fingers. He's very confused because he feels like he's already been he already drank the Kool-Aid a while ago, and he's very confused about why he's late to the dance. Because you feel calmer with it. You feel like you have a purpose, a sense. Like you meant for something, destiny.
This is how it's supposed to.
He's very Zen about it. He's very calm and this is the path given to me, and I will walk it, and I will walk it with my best effort. Destiny is a destiny thing almost. With Christopher, he's just fighting for his life and for yours, but mostly for his.
Whether I'm what have happened. You just got to deal with it one way or another, and he's got to find a way to turn it in his favor. He feels driven in the sense that the morality or the unfortunate sort of situation doesn't really matter. It's about seizing the opportunity that's been provided and biding your time till, well.
But there's also mystery to this, as you both, as I say, these are the things that you're kind of feeling as we're talking. But then you look at Shiv, and she's standing up like a sore thumb. What happened to her doesn't fit the storyline. It doesn't fit the narrative. You guys kind of feel like you can sort of kind of gonna figure what happened to you because it feels connected between two individuals. But what the hell happened to her? Why the
hell did he kill himself? I mean, it looks more like they weren't really, unless he actually played some role in why this Dean character got a death sentence.
Do you say this out loud, or is he thinking?
He's thinking it primarily, but as he thinks it, he's on a. Did Aiden mention anything about this Dean?
No. No, it's
You
the
see-
first time I've heard his name.
Apparently he was sentenced to death for something he did. I guess that was what Miss Masters found out. Oh,
Is this Dean person, is that...
Yes.
is
And
that
she
what I'm looking
decided
at?
that...
Yeah, Miss Masters,
Yeah.
Dean.
She
Miss
decided
Masters
that
and
she'd
Dean, yeah.
rather not live without him and would rather die together. Very romantic.
And I thought Mr. Price and her... Oh, that doesn't make any sense right now.
No, I also thought there was something going on between them,
No,
but
it really
apparently not.
Definitely doesn't make sense right now.
But maybe he... But what I can understand is why why Aiden Price would kill himself. I mean, I can understand why she did it, since he was going to die. Not saying that I particularly think it was a smart choice, but I can at least understand her rationality for choosing it. But why on earth would he kill himself?
Why
Why would he
suicide?
turn you
Why
and then
would you
commit suicide?
Suicide? Why
I don't
would
know, maybe
anyone
he was
commit suicide?
Maybe he was
Dead or
responsible
alive?
for... Maybe he was responsible for the death sentence on her lover's head. And he couldn't live with the guilt. I don't know.
Like, in her mind, she's trying to make sense of what's in the letter and to the situation. And nothing...
But she doesn't disclose the letter.
No, she doesn't.
But, like I said, I believe they had intended to... They must have intended to turn us to do this to us anyway at some point in the future. Why on earth would they go through our lives with such rigorous, know so much about us, keep us under surveillance? Help us?
Why the job, though? Was that part of it?
Okay, about the job, there's a couple of things there. First of all, they know that we were hired to do a job. I suggest we put it that it was a more simple acquisition of some perhaps art piece that we believe the whole intention of the job was to gauge our competence, to vet us, to sort of see if we were worthy for future recruitments. We should not, and I repeat this quite strongly, not say that we were responsible for breaking, well, you might even remember our faces though, but let's leave that for later.
I remember
I have
if
a feeling-
Muriel or JJ was at
You
the
can't
party,
remember
if I
seeing
saw them
them.
there. No.
But we know that it was someone was referred to as Prince. And we know that, you see, I believe I know what was in the safe, Siobhan.
Please.
It was
Enlighten us.
Dean's death sentence. It
For
was
what,
something
though?
that's the problem. He's been on the lam, they said, so he's probably been on the run for a while, but whatever she found out must be the final nail in the coffin, the thing that he would not be able to be exonerated, that he had no chance of surviving.
I think
That will
this
explain
is
her reaction
actually-
afterwards.
This is actually the information that will keep us alive, I believe. I have a feeling that these creatures, they will smell the lie. In the same way they smelt this Muriel. She said she could smell Dean's presence on me.
Yeah, about that.
If they can do something like, "Ooh, don't remember," then yeah, stuff.
Yes.
Well, I suggest then that you don't lie, but you don't offer up more information than is being asked for. Remember, they want to be kept hidden and safe, so showing that we are able to
Yeah,
not
but also
blabber.
we have to show kinship.
Well,
We have
I don't
to
think
show
there's any
that
question.
we are not nobody. And I have
No.
a feeling we are not nobody. I have a feeling that, I don't know. I think if these people have had us under surveillance for an extended amount of time. There must be evidence of this somewhere. And if this is the home of Miss Masters, who is daughter to this apparent leader of something they call, maybe there is some evidence here in this house.
Yeah, maybe.
There's always a safe.
But like I said, I think your point is yes, linear, like nobody is. And I think the point there lies in, well, we probably shouldn't try to weaken the power then, at least. I mean, if they called her sire, if she turned and did this to me, who did this to her? Well, who's her father? Who you both all seemed a tad young for having such a... So I don't think we should probably reveal that. Yeah, so I'd probably not immediately disclose to anyone else than him that a couple of mortals like ourselves were just able to stroll on in and steal their secrets. I don't think that's going to...
Well, that's a huge weakness on their part.
Yes, and then his head goes, our head goes with it as well. I got a distinct feeling that there's some sort of internal strife. She's talked about... Miss Masters talked to us before she committed suicide, that there was some sort of strife going on, some sort of problem between different houses. Was a word she used. She said she had been trying to unite the houses. So I'm going to guess that there's some sort of mob war going on here, some sort of family dispute between different factions within this society of the
undead. It's very old school way of referring to families.
A cold wind.
If you're looking at it from a literal point of view.
Knocks you off your feet for a second. As it gets, apparently, it's not wind, it's a sensation. It's dread.
I think we should go back inside.
You see the face of JJ peeking through. We were out of time. I have like minutes to prep you. He's coming now. After this, it's up to you. I can only do as much. Please, we have just minutes.
Let's walk inside. I put my arm around both their shoulders and try to guide them back indoors to the parlor.
Stepping around the
lovers. Again, you feel like the ash. It smells of sweet and bitter. But as Shiv walks past them, if you feel like the pit of your stomach is almost falling out of you, you feel like an enormous sorrow. Not for them, but for you.
I think Chris, he can feel that I'm buckling a little bit.
I'll give her I put her arm to Scarlet, but I pull it tighter, like giving up, almost like hugging her, and I lean my head towards her head, and I'll whisper in her, "It's going to be all right. We'll figure this out together."
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I should walk in for judgment. We're gonna have a break. It's needed. We need a pee break. So exciting, but we need a break. Breaks are necessary. So we'll be back in just a few. So see you in a minute. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Welcome back from the break. We're going to go into the scene as clearly something scary is approaching our players as they are re-entering the living room of Ophelia Marie Masters' villa, going directly into the scene. JJ and Marielle are clearly now more distressed, hurried in their actions and demeanor. Please have a seat. There's only time to give you some very clear instructions. Don't lie. Yeah.
Question: am I
Oh,
still
in your
going
pocket,
around
you're having
with
it.
a gun in my hand?
No.
Yeah, okay.
But they
No, I
not
took
really
it out
concerned
and I
about
just
it.
didn't say I put it back. So yes, it's still in my
Don't be
hand.
threatened. Be humble.
No.
And for the love of your lives, don't lie.
I just look over at Chris and gives him that.
This individual
Yep, that's exactly what I thought. Look,
keeps your life in balance. If he deems you worthy, you will live. If he deems you a threat, you will not see another night.
I look with the two others and like I said, we're not. It's all about not being a risk and a liability and being useful.
It's a good thing that you don't know too much about anything. I think that might play into your favor. I don't know how this will go. We'll see. This, she holds the tape, has value. At least you have been claimed. You're not orphans without names. That is something. Shiv, do you have anything that says he claims you?
No.
Well, good luck to you.
Can I roll intelligence?
Yep.
Because I remember she looked at a note. Is 2 successes
It
enough?
doesn't say, does it?
You saw she was holding something, intently, almost quivering.
Would I believe that the letters? Because it doesn't state at all. Like,
It states-
it's just...
Plus, I looked towards Shiv and said, look around. You had something out there. A note, was it? And
I didn't realize you saw that.
plus, if I'm not, I don't know, but it sure seems that you might have had a witness. I look towards the couch.
You see, she pops up sometimes. I'm not here, and then she pops down.
I didn't think about that, but yes, Trixie would know.
Would it be worth anything? I turn towards JJ Henry.
It might, but it's better if it's from his hand. If she's got anything where he claims her, it will sway in her favor. You have concrete proof that you have been claimed as progeny. We have Trixie. And now this child neonate that doesn't even know why she's been made. It doesn't sound good. Christopher Falcone, it doesn't sound good at all.
There's nothing in that.
Can I don't know if Shiv or Marianne should do an in-chat check. Because, again, what she's saying does not correspond with the letter in my mind, Marianne's mind. So I'm having a...
Well, it's up to her to say. She has something of his hand, but she doesn't know how the society works. She doesn't know what's on the tape. She doesn't know.
Oh.
Like, they say they have something there, they have been claimed, but she doesn't know. She hasn't seen the tape. She didn't see what happened.
JJ, what do you mean by his hand? And how specific are we talking?
Anything that can give us an understanding that there was intent.
I'll fish up the letter. I'll hand it over to her.
She takes it and she looks at it. She looks at you, startled. And before she gets to respond, all of you hear the roar of a very large car.
Something wicked this way comes.
She folds it. It's something, Shiv, she says. It's something. Both her and Muriel, as they take a step into the room, a little bit away from you three, like lambs to the slaughter. The car stops. And for what feels like an eternity, nothing much happens and there are no sound. Until you hear the faint noise of a door clicking open. No footprints, no sound, just the air feels colder, like somebody sucked the life out of the room. Like a darkness creeping in. Around the corner, a very tall character appears. Pale, long dark hair, long black coat, black gloves, these buttons up. It's like a Chinese collar. Hair sleek. He looks like you would think if a human was a shark, like a great white, that would probably be it. It's the expression of a smile fixed in almost like a cruel grin. But when you look again, it looks expressionless. The eyes cold and piercing. And he scares the living shit out of you all. You feel that you're staring into the mouth of terror and madness. That this thing is no more human, than a great white is. And that he is now in charge of your fate. He glides in more than walks in. It's like you're almost unsure if he's moving his feet or just gliding into the room. The room feels a bit colder and darker just from him entering. Like this very feminine living room with all these soft pinks. It feels like the colors are going grayer. Death is in the room. JJ and Muriel bow their heads. Again, he just gives them a nod and this smirk grin. You look.
I repeat their actions. Show respect.
He glides over to the patio, takes away the curtain so he can view the lovers. Looks over his shoulder. This is a terrifying gesture as he's piercing his eye at you three. He starts taking off his gloves very slowly. revealing very long, unnaturally skinny fingers, jagged long nails. They look dead at the root, like it's gone black. Like you would understand why this thing would be wearing gloves. He goes over to the chair, brushes away some of the glass which Christopher broke when he broke the coffee table. And he sits. The room feels heavy.
I think if I was standing before, I'll just sit down.
You hear JJ. Duke. There is evidence that sways in their favor, and he just puts his hand up. And he wags his finger. And she shuts up. A voice, it's not dark, it's not light, it just is. Like emanates from this creature. Are you a threat to our kind?
No.
No, of course not.
By no means, sir.
Do you know what your sires did? Your makers, your mother and fathers.
Starting to get a picture of what has happened. But there is, like somebody has put a blanket over some parts.
He looks at you. And while he does that, you feel the room goes weird. And you feel like he's doing something. Like he's looking at you. Like he's dissecting you. He says, you three wouldn't lie to me, would you? Would you lie to save each other? Would you lie to save yourself?
I think it's beyond lies right now. I don't
not
think.
lie to you, sir.
To save my friends? Possibly.
It's hard to lie about something you don't comprehend fully.
More importantly, I don't believe lying would achieve anything.
It will not. If one of you lie, you all are lost. We're in a very prickly situation. What happened last night has put our entire society at risk. I need to deal if you are a threat, or if you get to exist. How long did you know them?
We met for the first time on Friday, as I'm aware of. But something tells me they knew who we were a long time before that, but I have no proof at this moment for that, other than this little voice in the back of my head That's an effect that they knew more about me than my family does.
Yeah, this is where that feeling, that blanket feeling.
He gets up. It feels like he's just getting up. Like it's weird. Like you've seen somebody that's been filmed and then you do it in reverse, like sitting down. He just gets up in a very weird, like stoic thing. He glides over and hovers over Christopher. Almost like he's smelling the air around you, and you also feel he's doing something. It feels very invasive.
Better to just sit still and let him and not resist in any way.
And then he looks up. Jean, you said there was video evidence of their embrace. Now would be the time. As he stares, and he's staring a hole in Christopher's forehead, like he's looming over him. It feels very threatening.
Yeah, I do not meet his gaze. Like my eyes are averted, but I do not look away. It's not like I'm hiding.
No.
It's just looking.
It doesn't feel like. Yeah, it just feels like
if I was like if we were having an audience and being scrutinized by the Don of all Dons, like Mr. Salem would one showing that sort of deference and that sort of respect towards him as he would to the boss of bosses.
Yeah. He takes it and then he glides through the room towards Shiv. And again, you also feel very like he's doing something that's very invasive, like you're being stripped naked, like in essence.
I think I'm just trying to, look down.
And then he points. You don't make sense, do you? She doesn't make sense. And then you hear AJ, he has declared love for her. It's in his writing. I will testify it's in his words. She gives the letter to whom they now call Sheriff and the Duke. Oh, your life is hanging by the skin of your teeth, bloody one. Or are you just a murderer? Are you a murderer, little one?
No.
Did you kill him?
No.
Did you take his life?
No. I would never. No. He did that to himself. I had nothing to do with it.
You see, he rubs those creepy long ass fingers. Right. I'm gonna have a conversation with your superiors, if you like, and review these evidence before I talk to you again. As of now, I have no decision, either or. I just want you out of my sight so I can view it. Be gone, little ones. Don't run far. Now! Look, it's like he snaps his fingers and the room breaks. And he's like, shit, we gotta go!
Yeah.
Get up.
And walk towards, I guess, I don't know, the door.
So don't leave the premises now. They're just like, don't. Just find somewhere you're out of sight at the minute, alright? Just get the fuck out of the room.
Does Shiv walk towards the exit door or towards the hallway?
Well, out in the hallway, and just towards the door. I don't think she's...
Look towards the door and I look towards the stairs.
Well, there's stairs up. A big banisters is a beautiful railing.
I think I'm looking for Chris now.
Well, the other way is basically
Sean, not upstairs. So I walk towards because I'm guessing we come out from there, so we got to walk left to get either to the door or to get up the stairs. So I walk and stop by the stairs, and I look to the door and I look up and I look back at Sean.
I actually think I'm by.
He's going the other way.
By default,
he's like, "Fuck it, I'm going to
the kitchen.
Yeah, well,
the kitchen is where he
follow him. He seems to take charge. He can.
Yeah. Goes to kitchen. Open the fridge.
It's empty.
Don't know what I'm actually thinking I'll find in there. But,
are you all three in the room?
It's empty.
Yeah, I followed him.
And also then Christopher.
Yeah.
As you're standing there, you hear a faint, like something metallic is falling on concrete. And you hear...
Look around.
There's a door.
And the sound is...
Clearly leads down.
There's a door.
Shall we, gentlemen?
Might as well. There's no coffee. We don't drink coffee. Yeah, no. We might as well.
Yeah, let's lead down, you say? I'll just. Yeah.
Cluedo!
There's
That's
always
or
evidence.
sexton. Let's hope for evidence.
That's what the GM is wishing for.
Sexton.
Okay, now we know what the GM has in her basement.
You come down to a laundry.
I'm
It has
scared.
a very a Victorian laundry room, except for the laundry machines are new. In the end, you see another door. Clearly, that should take you to the garage. You see it's moving slightly, like somebody's been rushing through it.
I hear the pitter-patter of
So
little
just
demented
me?
feet.
Or was he one scary motherfucker?
The Duke of Death.
I think Samuel L. Jackson would be afraid of that man.
I don't think it's a man.
Oh, it's definitely not. You do not feel it's a man. That was not a man. That was something charading. It was wearing an Edgar suit. Whatever the monstrosity that lives underneath that veneer, you don't want to tangle with. To be on top of the food chain, clearly there's bigger beasts.
When I was human and that person died a long time ago. Something else now.
It's always
Habits
bigger
that.
beasts.
Yeah.
I don't fit.
Second
into
time,
what
that.
exactly? I'm
You
still
should have
having
run for
such
the
a hard
airport,
time
Shiv.
wrapping my head around this whole thing. How do you make sense? How do you fit?
How does anything of this make sense? Clearly vampires are real and we're walking dead.
And I'm sorry, but what was on that video?
They tape what they did to us. If you violate.
And did they
They
do
take
what
that they died.
Did they claim you?
Yes, they said that Ophelia Masters take
Apparently, yeah.
Christopher Cohen as my prodigy. I believe it was a word she used.
And Dean Thompson.
Though prodigy
Dean
felt
Thompson, did they
more
say?
like a freshman handed around in maximum penitentiary on the first night.
Suck puppet.
Why us? Or why you? Because again, it seems that
I have no idea. Maybe because of something we could offer. I mean, I don't want to. I might just be a lowly little associate, but I do have connections to
be honest,
endeavors.
To be honest, I've always felt like creature of the night anyway. So
yeah, strangely enough, I don't see a problem.
For
I
me,
don't have a
this
problem
fits.
with you.
You're
Shiv, Shiv, you're a creature of the night too. Chris, yeah, we don't see much of the daylight.
well.
What we do in the shadows. What we do, we
What
have
about
given
our
the
friends? What about our
two
family?
fingers to society. A
What
long time
about
ago.
our
We don't
lives?
play by the
It
rules.
strikes Christopher that he won't be able to visit his father in prison again. That's hard to do after sundown. And also he feels that Sean is being a slight touch cavalier here. But then again, as he says, well, easy for you to say, Sean, you're Irish. You guys never saw the sun anyway. I'm Italian. Have you any idea what would it gonna be like for me to be Italian, not be able to be out in the sun or drink wine?
No pasta for you.
Oh man.
It's not,
But
it's
will
a bit
will
paler.
you have that
Feeling a
olive
bit
tan
pale
forever?
already. Like there's a paleness beneath the sun tan.
As you're standing there in the
some sort of-
laundry, all of a sudden you hear ksh, and a song that is a favourite song of Sean comes on. And the song is...
My daddy was a bank robber. Never hurt nobody.
I walk over to the door
He
that's open to
only
the
liked
garage
to
and I
live that
peek into
way,
the
and he
garage.
loved to steal your
You
money.
see, there's clearly a very large car, and it's white, like there's a cover on it, but you're hearing that song coming out of the car.
I walk over and I'll pull the cover off the car.
Are the rest of you in there?
Yeah, I am just, I'm falling on automatic
Yeah.
right
Him,
now.
of course.
Wherever they go, I go.
Sean, you feel like somebody just punched you in the stomach. Oh, yes, you do. Not only that, you recognize your handiwork.
I recognize the car.
Is anyone inside the car?
Nope. You see,
I
this
did that
old
car.
school radio is on. Oh, it's your handiwork. It's and
I go
describe
up
the
and
car.
pop the hood. It's a more modern car, I think. Built for speed, German, matte black. It is it's a station wagon, and it's an Audi. Audi S6, to be more precise. It's got shitloads of power, and Sean has made it even more powerful.
Is this your...
This is power. This is
Yeah.
meant to traffic people and goods, fast and anonymous. This is what you may call a sleeper car.
Is Christine here your work?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, this
Remember
is
building
my
it?
work.
Mm-hmm. As I said.
Nope.
I'm beginning to believe that our memory has more holes in it than Swiss cheese. Although it does sort of...
Oh, I'm going to miss cheese.
Question does remain, though, is who the fuck turned on the radio?
Do you feel like it's
I
just
get in
perfect?
behind the wheel.
Like you would make it perfectly? The bucket seats, I'm guessing you...
Mm. You see here, all the upholstery removed. This is stripped. This is pure lightness. Pure. This is bred for speed, for action. This is the perfect getaway car. This is what we should have had in Paris, and not the Italian crap. Italians, they build nice cars, but they don't know mechanics.
I'll pull out a cigarello again, and forgetting that I've tossed it, and suddenly realize and just puts it behind my ear. What about Italian cars?
Don't listen to the man. He's clearly...
Are you not
They're
looking at the car?
good looking, but
I think I'll get in the front and kind of take my knees up, like so I'm like almost having my boots on the front and just like leaning back and looking.
Well, I want to. Well, then, if Christopher is the
Sean.
only one left outside, I would like him to do a spot check if we were in D&D. But I would like a wit's insight.
What's inside? And I replace it as a black die with a red die.
You
Was that
have a red
correct?
die in the mix.
Only 2 successes.
There's something odd on the side of the car. But you're in the wrong angle. It's like you have to go more to the booty to see what it is.
To walk towards the trunk. Pop the trunk, will you, Sean? No, just keep looking
But
at the...
before you do that, like, it's you're kind of seeing it now. It's like it's little bullet holes.
Flip the switch.
Well, not little. Fucking huge that bullet holes.
Like 9mm or 45s. Put my finger in them. Anything else you're not remembering, Sean? Or just creative ways of air conditioning the vehicle? This place got more bullets in than Bugsy Siegel.
He's standing there, fingering the bullet hole. Sure.
Like I continue backwards towards the trunk, which I asked him to pop, half expecting to find Jimmy Hoffa lying there.
He's standing there, and Shiv and Sean are sitting in the front seat. You see little hands grabbing the hood and crawling, little figures crawling up on the hood, with big curly hair.
Jesus fucking Christ. Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
It's time.
For what?
It's time for the first stage of the play.
Right, I look towards them and like...
Oh, that's
You see like a blood red tear. In the end of it, forgive me.
Sure, but you haven't really done anything, have
It's like
you?
she opens her eyes and they feel like there are pools, discs, and she says, and you guys feel really weird when she says it. Do you hear the horses? Can you feel them run? You gotta follow the horses. Can you hear them? And all of a sudden you hear like a thunder in your mind and in your body. Like your mind is shaking. Like something that's been locked is being slowly, brutally pried open. You're not sure if you're screaming, she's screaming, Sean's screaming, who the fuck is screaming. Someone is, and it's very loud. And it goes into a crescendo. White light, white noise. Boom! 2 weeks prior, you just came back from Paris. It just went to hell in a handbasket. You'd just been home barely a week. Tail between your legs, you're feeling battle bruised, and shit just went fucking pear-shaped.
I'm sorry. Clarification. 2 weeks back or 2 weeks after Paris?
Backwards in time.
Oh, Jesus.
So more than 2 weeks. No, it's more weeks. It's going to be 2.5 weeks.
So 1 week after.
Because you just came. Yeah.
So 1 week after Paris.
So fucking royally fucking.
And Christopher,
fucked.
You know who is going to want her money back. Miss Masters is not going to be pleased with you fucking around with her investment in you.
Well, she knows she's going to get her money. It's just going to take a little longer, that's all. It's going to get first installment paid. That's it. It's going to make the wig, pay the wig. I need a job. I need a way to make money.
Oh, but you owe her. Fast. And she said very clearly, do not fuck it up. And you have been tight-lipped about it. You didn't tell the other two who you were going to fucking go getting the money from.
Well, there's 3 ways out of this, and that's 1, throw yourself at mercy and beg. 2, just start repaying as fast and as much as you can. 3, find a way to make the problem go away.
You're all feeling very out of sorts. Paris sucked. You don't even know how it could have gone that bad. And Christopher's been very quiet on the way back. You don't even know how he managed to scheme you out of Paris, because every way out was locked for you. This is also one of Miss Master's gifts to you. What's the way out?
Never walk into something if you don't know a way to get out. That's rule number 1. Or possibly 2. Anyway. Okay. Problem here. If she doesn't get her money, what will happen to me if...
So this is a Friday morning. You're all at your humble abodes. I don't know if Christopher slept much since he came back. Because you've basically been back... I'm just going to even say a week. You've been back like 4 or 5 days. And you've been jet-lagged and fucked up and out of sorts, all of you all.
Probably spent the first 2 days just fuck, recruiting and just being pissed off and just... And I spent the next couple of days now just coming up with possible scenarios, possible ways to get money in the hope that maybe paying back the debts as quickly as possible will be sufficient. The other alternative, of course, would be to do something drastic.
You're feeling kind of sweaty about it, and I don't know how much he's talked to them about it. They just know that you've been very quiet on the way back.
Yeah, let's just put it like this. It's 1, it's not their problem. 2, I mean, they're dilettantes. They're in it for the fun. I mean, they're really like children playing with fire for the hell of it. They don't understand what it's like not having a choice, having to live the life, having to do this for a living. No, I'm not going to go crawling to other than to try to borrow some money to get it back. I mean, one has one's pride. No one's left of it after it's been royally fucked.
Really bad. Shiv, Shiv, you wake up in a bed and you're not alone. And you're not in your house.
Okay. I think I'll try to be very quiet about it. I'm trying to just like pick up my clothes and get the hell out of Dodge. That's...
You don't even remember who is that? You're getting flashbacks like, did we go to that Russian place?
If I look at the person, what am I looking at?
He's probably very handsome in gangster world. He looks very Russian. Did he say his name was Dmitri?
Age? Do you have an age for this person? It's like 50 or 18?
No. 28.
Okay.
Was it Dmitri? Was it Vladimir? Who the fuck knows? You don't know. Who cares? He's just a piece of meat. He's just ass.
Right.
Are you sure it was Dmitri?
Right.
The apartment is gorgeous. It's like Donald Trump just made a fuck pad.
So it's not like just a... Okay.
No, it's very gold. It's very baroque. It's very heavy curtains. It's pattern on gold and marble.
Do I have any recollection of this person at all, or what we did, or how I
you
got
remember?
there?
You remember you and a friend of yours went to this Russian place, and you got invited to a VIP table, and then you got fucked up because he had good coke, and then you probably drank 3 bottles of champagne, and he said, "Do you want to go home?" And you were like, "Yeah, that's an excellent idea. Why not?"
Sure, that sounds like me.
I think you said "da." The Skrovia vodka.
Nice, classy.
Very classy.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
it's like you actually look at like, where are your shoes?
Yeah.
Where's your top? Where's your dress? Where's your stuff?
Yeah.
Where's my stuff?
I'm just like wandering around this place trying to to find. Yeah.
Yeah, you hear heavy snoring from that massive... It's not a king size, it's like a double king size with a monstrosity of a headboard.
How's the bod? No. Yes. But yeah, I'll... I mean, I do know a little about the Russian kind of environment from one of my exes, but I haven't... I mean, he has a little bit more money maybe than the most Russian dudes. That can't be good. That can't be good. Yeah, now I'm like trying to hurry, like really. And if I'm missing one of my like a bra undies,
you're
that's
like,
fine. That's fine.
Keep it souvenir.
Yeah. Just getting out of there. And if I get out, just like. Where in Boston are we?
Yeah. Where? You're in close to the harbor somewhere, but you don't know where. You don't think you're on the north side.
I'm looking for my bike or my car. I can't remember what I...
You have none of that.
No. Okay. I try and pick up a cab.
You're like... Yeah. You get a cab. And then you remember, no, your friend picked you up from the gallery. Because you had no, you were drinking there.
Okay. Was it Miriam who, okay. Cool. Well, she does like the Russian scene. Yeah, no. I need to get home. I need to get a shower. I need to...
Should shave with a shampoo.
Yeah, exactly. And I think from a if she has a plan, she might go to New York and just chat up Jade if she's even there, because it's been a while since I talked to her, and I think I need not a party friend, but a friend. Yeah,
you need a friend, because you feel a bit battered and bruised, so you get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah.
On the opposite side of town, we have a Sean. Yeah, and you just...
Sean is awake.
You missed your tribe. You missed your stomping grounds. You feel like you need to... the disgusting taint of Paris. You need better memories. You need better company. Not that your best friends... Those are good, but all that... you need... distance.
I do.
Yeah.
Different scenery. Also, my bug, my new car needs a new engine. So it's that. So I think I'll just start the day with making the breakfast, taking my van out for a spin, going up to.
He's super happy to see you.
In the junkyard.
It's like, so good to see you back.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey. Do you have a minute? Can we grab a cup of coffee?
Wish I never left.
In my office. He drags you in. He's like, you know my kid, right?
Yeah, of course. Ah, sweet.
Yeah, I got a massive favor to ask.
Yeah. Jim?
He's been running with the wrong crowd.
Sure.
You know, the gangs. And I think like a change of scenery, like someone, he admires you, admires you so much. I think it would be good for him to get some more skills than what I can. Like, I'm his dad, he doesn't give a shit what I say. Like, he respects you. He might, like, I don't know, flourish, wise up, do good if he got some direction. It's a big ask. Well, he's a good worker.
Okay, so what you're saying? I'm going to tell him to don't do what I do. Okay, I can do that. I don't have any I don't have any work at the moment, but
whatever you got,
I have a few cars of mine that need some working on. And that was actually why I came up here. The Cosworth that I need a set of shocks for, and I'm also trying to find a good.
I'll see what I got.
A good flat sixer for the bug.
Sure, I'll see what I get, and I'll send Jim down with it. No charge because you're taking on my boy.
Sweet.
Favor for favor, brother.
It's all good. If you find a good flat six, I need to pay for that.
For sure.
Yeah. Sweet. I'll be expecting him in the morning.
Do you go to the Mediterranean? Do you... Yeah, Mediterranean. Do you travel to the Mediterranean? No,
I go to the Middle East.
the Mediterranean. Sounds the same.
Yes, no, I go to the Middle East. To my favorite colorful, multicultural,
of course it is,
punk ass.
Before we do that, back to Christopher and his very worried morning, as he is feeling like he's just growing grey hairs everywhere.
Okay, well, unless I'm going to magically will into existence that kind of money in one fell swoop, I guess I'll have to talk about a payment plan.
You want to set up an appointment with Miss Masters?
Well, I could try to dodge her and see how that goes, or I could hire some street kid to make sure she has an accident, but I think that'll be saved for the last possible like last resort. If we can't find a reimbursement plan that is possible, we'll have to have a botched car robbery, carjacking, or break-in or something like that. So.
But you're feeling stressed about it,
yeah.
Obviously.
I mean, it's not the sort of person you want to go up against, really. But if you don't have a choice, you don't have a choice. But let's try the civil and after all, the situation is what it is. So you have to own up to that. That's no way out of it.
Face the piper.
Yeah.
So he knows that he
lost.
has a contact. Yeah, he has a contact number, and he's just supposed to call it, leave a voice message, and then you will be contacted when she's good and ready.
Yeah. Well, go find a payphone, call, leave a message, and go to.
What's the message? Like, want to meet? Please, can we have a tete-a-tete? A shot?
There's been. Unfortunate developments need a meeting as soon as possible.
You feel dirty when you hang up.
Like a fucking schnook. Well, it's
like meeting your uncle and Vinny. Now.
Hopefully not. Oh well. Well, there's nothing for it. It's it has to be done. Yeah, so probably need to just wait. He's probably gonna go someplace to wait. Just wait for the call.
Yeah,
it might be some time, but. Yeah.
Do you head up one of the other two partners in crime, or are you keeping your?
No, I think I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna like getting involved with them in any sort of way until I've had the meet. I don't want to bring potential heat on them. So yeah, he'll wait.
He'll lay low.
Yeah.
All right. So then, Sean, you go to the Middle Eastern. Yes, Middle East. And you see Angela.
Middle East, yes.
She's doing the morning shift.
Ah.
Hi there.
Top of the morning
Hot
to you,
cheeks. What you doing? Good to see you, by the way. So Paris,
it's good to be back. Wish I never left.
She's like, look where I am, look where I work, look where I am. Like, oh yeah, like somebody's just gonna swoop me away and take me to Paris. Like, are you offering? Are we talking about? Are you offering? Are we going to Paris? Are we going to Paris, John?
Well, any other city in Europe, easily. Brugge. Love the place.
Coffee.
Paris, don't go there.
Second breakfast.
Coffee, yeah. I need some.
I got you. Don't worry about it.
Second breakfast.
Don't worry about it. It's still early. You see, it's
There's
quite
always
quiet.
Room for some bacon.
Yeah. It's just
it's a Friday though.
It's a local band. I've never heard of them, but they're supposed to be
playing
good.
tonight.
Yeah, it's like the boss is he wants to like
on a Friday,
get a bigger stage for local talent, but they're supposed to be good though.
Yeah. Well, last time there were local punk outfit. Ended up fighting outside. It was great fun though, but
you behave.
I swear I wouldn't do something like that again. But it's cool. It's cool. I'll behave. I'm on my best. I only fight.
Yeah. 1 hour later, it's more around lunchtime,
Sometimes.
And then you've said hi to at least 40 people you know. And people are already drinking. Yeah, and drinking coffee, eating, but drinking.
Yeah. It's good to be back.
10 minutes later, you see Angela, because you got your back to the door.
Yeah, I sit with a bar.
You know that like
the door
bouncer is
to,
not on yet.
to my right.
It's way too early for that. You see Shiv frowns like, okay.
Yeah.
She puts away, I don't know, you haven't been around,
Okay,
you know,
what-
there's
what's
this
up?
crowd that keeps on coming, and they're like freaking people out. I'm glad you're here though, because like, I don't know, it's so just creepy.
Okay.
Yeah, she nods like over your shoulder.
Huh. They here now? I take a
Goths.
long.
There's
good
one
look at
long
them.
dangly fellow with a black coat, the piercings, the black around the eyes, skinned head. There's a smaller girl with black hair with purple streaks, again full on goth black. And there's another more heavy set fellow. He's not really short. He's you don't want to tangle if he knows how to fight. You don't want to tangle with him. And they come in and they sit in a booth close to where some of the other old timers are. He said, I hate serving them, but just hold on.
I keep my eye on them, and I'm not even. I'm not hiding it. I'm just.
She comes back and she
Look
takes
their
the
way.
orders. Oh, they just creep me out, man. They just creep me out. Ugh. Don't know what's with them. They got dead eyes. It's like they're like lights are on, but nobody's home. Deal. I don't know what drugs they're on, but it's not good.
Yeah.
Some shit.
I
Yeah.
read about something in
Shit.
Europe, and
She leans over and she grabs your
something
arm, like
chemical
squeezes
from-
like
from
the good
Holland.
friend she is. It's like, I'm so glad you're here. So, like, I'm so relieved. When they come in, when good to see you.
oh, it's so good. It's so good to be back.
Well, so
You
Boss Paris got
don't
nothing on Boston
know.
then. Good to hear. So we won't be losing you anytime soon.
No, no.
1
No,
hour later,
stay put right here.
your two very like the twins, the Punk brothers. Yeah, you know them. They have names,
Twins.
but
Yeah.
they're both called Bob or Bill.
Yeah.
You're not really sure. They're twins. They look like oi oi punks. They have the suspenders, red suspenders, the singlet, the jacket, the bomber jacket, the oi oi, all the way. And they're sitting at the bar and they're laughing their asses off because they have an inside joke and they're having pre-gamed for the Friday night gig.
Yeah. So
They're fun as hell.
yeah, they're twins. Don't understand them.
Yeah, for sure.
But they're fun, and they got you. And they got your back. If
Not too long later, you hear
whatever.
not a scuffle, but one of the twins is like, "Oi, mate, back off." You see the bigger of the goth dudes, long hair.
Look over
He's
to
got
see
a goatee,
what's happening.
piercing in his eyebrow. And he's grabbing the chair that one of the twins is sitting on. Bill or Bob, one of them.
Yeah.
And he's like, deadpan, that's my chair.
Oi, piss off.
He's like, well, he's not reacting to you, but you see, like, Bill, Bob, or whatever, he's like, don't worry about it, I got this. Man, chill out. There's another, and he points at another chair. And then the dude just yanks the chair that he's sitting on out beneath his ass, so he falls. And he's holding the chair very threatening towards the other guy, but very expressionless.
Oi, kid. That's not how
He turns toward you, and then you see it. The eyes
Fuck
they look
off.
dead. Do you want some of this? You're all lambs to the slaughter
Seriously?
anyways. Do you want some of this?
Seriously.
You're gonna go sooner or later. You purify through fire.
Probably. Not by your hands.
Praise her name.
Have you been listening to that Norwegian?
You see the other two
black
come
metal
slinkering
again?
down, and they stand beside him.
Hate
They're
those people.
curious, like vultures. You see the twins, like he gets up and he's like, "That's not cool, dude."
Mm.
And you see the burly dude is about to swing the chair at him, take him in completely by surprise.
Then I intend to stop that. I intend to grab that chair.
That's a physical action.
And that will
Dex
be...
brawl. Your target is a 3. 3 and above.
Dex brawl.
So it's not a complete success. Are you going to use
no,
a
wait.
win?
I will reroll. Reroll. I will use a will.
So you manage to stop it. You grab it in
Then I got
air.
3.
And you're like, do you say something?
Yeah. No, I actually try to use the momentum of the chair to do a roundhouse.
All right. Do it. Again, it's a target 3. Yep.
It's a target 3, and that will be melee, I guess, since it's the chair. And that
beats my 3 successes. So you see he like
6
tries
success.
to dodge, but you like clean clunk. It's like the one of those that you expect to see the Tweety birds. And he's very dazed and he falls into the arms of the tall dangly fellow. Because he's like, ooh, you knocked him. He's not completely out. But then you see the little girl. She goes up on you and she spits at you. Curse you. How dare you touch us? How dare you? You're nothing. You're a dog. You're beneath our heels. You'll burn. I'm 162.
How big is she?
She screams.
Yeah, I grab her
bloody
by the
murder
neck.
and curses.
I start dragging her out.
There's laughter in the Middle Eastern. People are giggling. She screams and she haggles.
Another 6 successes on
a
a brawl to get her out.
So dead. And she's like, she's going to come for you. And then you'll burn and you'll regret this insult. How dare you touch me with your filthy hands. For a moment you get like, she believes what she's saying. And that is kind of creepy.
Mm.
The laughter in the moment shakes you out of the moment where she stared at you and you felt like your blood go cold in your veins for a minute, like this young thing. So soulless, so cold, so lost. As you throw her out and you see the tall dude dragging the very now woozy, bigger dude outside and they're looking at you. She's like, to gritted teeth, she's like, I'll curse you. You don't know what's coming. She spits the ground as the 3 walk off.
Piss off, will you? Just piss off. Never come back here. You are not welcome.
You hear laughter and cheering from inside of the bar.
Oh, fuck off.
You get high fives and cheers and people like, why don't you drink? You could have like a pint now. I'll give the man a double of coffee or whatever the hell he drinks. Strongest tea, Earl Grey.
Oh, just give me an iced tea. Just give me an iced tea.
You see Angela, so like she pats your cheek. It's like,
somebody has to take care of you, drunkard motherfuckers.
and the evening, then lunch turns into midday. This is the point where we're going to have our last break before we go into the last scenes of the evening. So do what you need to do, and we'll see you lot in a bit. Bye. Welcome back from the break. We're going to go directly into the scene with Christopher as he is longingly waiting for a response from Miss Masters to see how he's going to deal with the conundrum he's in. We're going directly into the scene with Christopher.
Probably sitting at the modern pastries, drinking coffee, like downing coffee after coffee after I've devoured some delicious pastry and is waiting there. And when that get late closes, he probably just drift over to a restaurant and wait there.
The moment like days turns into evening and shit gets dark, you see your phone rings.
I'll answer it.
You hear the familiar voice of Miss Masters. Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
I think we should have a meet.
I believe that is warranted, yes.
Do you have a preferred location?
We should get someplace quiet and discreet. Let me see if I can't get us a table at La Famiglia Giorgio's. It's on 112 Salem Street. I can get us a quiet table there.
Excellent. At what time?
Shall we say 8:30?
Perfect, Mr. Falcone. I will see you then.
Excellent. And hangs up, and he, instead of calling, is just gonna walk the not very far distance to 112 Salem Street and book the most discreet table in the room or in the restaurants for the evening. And he's gonna show up like 10 minutes early before time. Wait at the bar for the table.
Is he nursing a whiskey, wine? It's Friday, and you're lucky with the table.
Probably he's gonna have a vodka on ice while he's waiting.
You see her gliding through the room. She's dressed in a red fitted gown and black fur.
He downs the vodka in one gulp and stands up from the bar stool and probably just around the time the table is ready, so greet her and move over to the place. And
she sits elegantly down, her hair slicked back in light curls. She crosses her legs.
I'll recommend whatever I recognize that is good. Order a bottle of wine for the table, 2 glasses, and send the waiter away.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
It's not what we hoped, is it?
Certainly not. But unfortunately, these things sometimes do happen in this line of work. There was a most unforeseeable complication in Paris that really came out of, well, nowhere. But I will assure you that I have every intention of recompensating you for your investment. I cannot at this present time pay everything back, but I do assure you that I will come up with the money and interests.
It seems there is maybe a silver lining to your misfortune, Mr. Falcone.
Well, that sounds promising. Whereas he internally says, fuck, you know you're going to be somebody's bitch.
I am in the need of a job done.
Well, despite recent evidence to the contrary, I do assure you that my track record generally is very good at these sort of things.
And I think this is a way of you clearing your debts and getting rid of a problem for me.
Sounds like a win-win situation.
Seems like we both can get out on top, so to speak.
Well,
and the misfortunes of Paris can be in the history books.
Certainly would be to my liking. So, exactly what is this job?
It should be up you and your crew's wheelhouse. It is a heist.
Yes, I believe that should very much suit our particular skill set. May I ask, big, small, what is the thing we're taking up with? Well protected?
She opens up her handbag and she takes out a newspaper clipping and puts it on the table.
Slide it over and look at it.
Boston Fine Arts Museum are happy to announce that they're going to have a very exclusive exhibition of paintings of a very famous painter from the early 1800s.
This definitely should fall under the sort of knowledge that my associates and I should be able to handle. I do believe we might have extensive knowledge of the target area, to put it like that.
There is a painting in this exhibition that I acquire, Mr. Falcone.
Excellent. Well, it surely will be well guarded, but it should not be impossible.
Oh, it's a bit more complicated than that, Mr. Falcone.
Is it a particular large painting? Or particular well-known expensive one?
I need a replica with certain changes done to it put in its place.
Ooh, I see. That does complicate something. Well, I personally don't know any good art forgers, but my friend knows more than her share.
And at this particular time, I have an unknown threat to my person.
Complications.
Yes.
You have no idea who this person is?
No. But this person, I do believe, has set these events in action. This particular painting is a problem for me. You don't need to know the details of why and how, just that it's extremely important that it's not viewed.
Well, the only thing we'll be needing is a very detailed image of the painting and some very specific notions on the details that need to be changed.
This is not a problem. I will create a perfect dossier for you.
Excellent.
I also have...
This potential threat to you, is that something you want dealt with as well, or is the heist enough?
The threat in itself is a problem. I do not know how and, again, what their next plan or move or agenda is. It is hidden from me. But certain individuals unknown are moving against me and mine. It's a very aggressive move with this painting, Mr. Falcone. You don't need to know why, it just is.
Certainly. If any names should pop up on this problem and you need some help in making it go away, I might know people.
I would like some of my associates to be involved in this endeavor because it's quite delicate. And I am concerned about this unknown person that is now directly threatening me and mine.
Certainly. I can understand that. But you might appreciate that my associates might not be too open to the idea of outsiders and strangers being privy to their particular...
She twirls their wine glass. But Mr. Falcone, I'm sure you, with your skill sets, can work around that problem, so both of our problems are solved.
I'll see what I can do.
I have confidence in your skill sets. In contrary to your recent failures, I think this will redeem you in my eyes.
He smiles while thinking, yeah, because that's just the nature of my fucking existence. There to please you, you rich cunt. It certainly should be much easier than the hot mess that is a certain European capital.
Indeed.
Forgetting bastards.
The
time frame, however, on this particular...
You see, yes, this is not an easy task, Mr. Falcone, and that's why you are sitting here. The exhibition in itself is in a hidden location until it's viewed. The proprietor of the collection has deemed it so that it's not to be viewed until the great revealing in the Boston Fine Arts Gallery or Museum. I do not know where the collection is at this moment, and I think it might be in the hand of this person that wishes me harm.
So we have to locate it.
The only known location I will know of when it's there is in the museum on that, and she points at the news clipping, that specific date. If you find out where it is before, by all means.
We'll put some resources into that, since it might give us a better opportunity than to switch it out. But really, the time when it's supposed to be put up would be quite perfect for a little sleight of hand.
I'm very invested in getting this done clean, smooth, and without hiccups. That's why, Mr. Falcone, I must be insisting on that some of my associates are at least a part of the planning.
Well, that can certainly be arranged. There's just one little thing, though, and I do not wish to seem forward here, but making a believable, passable replica of a forgery of a painting would require some... Well, you need to get the correct time period canvas, you need correct time period paint, equipment.
Mr. Falcone,
all of this a bit outside my...
I understand that the time frame, it doesn't give it the probabilities of doing a seamless forgery. I just needed to look the part on the evening itself.
Well, if it doesn't have to stand up to any extensive art inspection scrutiny, that certainly does make the job a lot more easier.
It does not.
Well, excellent. Well, you put together the dossier on what you need to be, the description of the painting as well as what needs to be changed, and I'll talk to my people and could have a sit down with your men.
Excellent, Mr. Falcone. I knew
shall we say the day after tomorrow?
Perfect. I knew you would be agreeable. For both our interests.
again, mentally, he thinks like, I had a fucking choice. For a little moment, weighing the thought of potentially arranging a bit of a mishap instead, but he quickly dismisses it.
Right. We'll talk again soon, Mr. Falcone. Sorry to, well, not even dine and dash, but I'm sure you can stomach the food on your own. She gets up.
Certainly, I get up as she gets up, because the gentleman does that, raises her and pulls chairs over and let her walk up. And when she's gone, he sits down again, like takes a bottle of wine, and just pours it into the glass till it's full, and then he just gulps it down, a large portion of it, till it's like half empty, and then reach over her glass and just pours her wine from her glass over into his own as well. Bollocks.
Scheiße. We're going to briefly check in on Shiv before we have the last elements of this episode. Shiv's night. She goes to the gallery.
Yeah. She just wants to check in and get some normalcy back and say hi to Jade, and she did get some tickets for a certain concert for Michelle, so I just want to check with Mama Bear, Jade, that it's okay that I take her to this.
You see Jade as, because she's staying late, she comes around the corner, glasses on, like, reading glasses. And, Shiv!
Hey, Jade.
Sweetie! And she's like, oh my God, how are you?
Tired. Missed you.
Oh,
Miss Boston.
same.
Glad to be back.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's been trying, but I've tried. And she points to an exhibition of street art that you hate.
Thank you so much for covering. I'm trying to keep it in. Yeah.
So I'm trying this new thing. It's a local artist. I'm just seeing if I've got recommended it.
Interesting. Just where is our old stuff?
Oh, I haven't told you. Oh my God, this was supposed to be a surprise. Oh, I should tell you yet. I shall wait. Or should I tell you? I don't know.
Tell me, of course.
I got a tip.
About?
Like, hold on. She gets a newspaper and she's like, have you seen this?
Am I looking at the same advert or whatever that?
Yeah, the article.
Yeah.
Salvatore Santos.
No, I haven't.
The artist. Infamous. He was only active for 10 years.
Wow.
And he has a very exquisite body of work, but it's been in private collections basically since he was active.
How do you know? Well, obviously it's in the newspaper. I didn't think this was your kind of style.
The thing is, I got this tip from this guy that this private collection was selling a sketch, a big sketch.
Oh,
I bought it.
Really?
I bought it
from this collection.
I know, it's hush hush because I'm waiting for the big, like, from the Fine Arts Museum, because then we can piggyback on that, saying we have one of Santos sketches.
Jade,
it will give us.
You're making me so proud.
I'm so stoked. Do you want to see it?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, hold on. She goes and she pours 2 glasses of wine. This is like, you gotta have this to watch it because it's exquisite. There's a reason. Most of his body of work has been hidden because it's in private collection. It's just been murmured and rumored about.
I mean, I vaguely remember his name from school, but that's just like, I haven't seen anything.
No, and nobody has really seen anything. He's like one of them, like, it's like a unicorn in the art world. And now the unicorn has come to Boston and is going to be
and it found
himself.
you. Who tipped you on?
oh my gosh, it was this, I went on a date.
You wanted to date him?
No, I went on a date. I went on a date with this guy.
Yeah.
And he said that he knew one of the people that had some of the sketches from the collection. I just, the name, I can't.
Who did you?
Peterson? Aaron
Doesn't
Peterson?
ring a bell.
Aaron Peterson, I think it was Aaron Peterson.
I'm sorry, but the date, how did it go? Something interesting? You have to tell me. Should we, I don't know, dinner and talks tonight?
Well, no, it's...
Or do you have it?
I can't really remember. Come on, we'll have to go watch the sketch.
Okay.
She brings you up and she puts on the lights on the top floor. And you walk towards it and you see it's rather large. It's 1 meter by 2.
Sizable thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and she puts on the light. You see it's the very little Leonardo da Vinci's like unfinished sketches.
Right.
It's very beautiful. It's very playful, a lot of line work. It's on the realistic side. And you see this as a man. He's sitting, it looks like a boudoir with a violin in his hands. And papers around him. And through the window, you can see a very lavish European landscape.
This is beautiful, Jade.
I know. And this is just a sketch. And you do see the amount of detail in this bad boy. I spent a bit of the budget, though.
I think that's fine. That's fine. We're
gonna make it back. We're gonna make it back with this because I got a steal on it.
Well, I might not want to actually sell this.
That's your call. It might just be one of the nuggets to make the York a destination for art connoisseurs.
Definitely.
She clinks the glass.
I find it so strange that I haven't seen this before.
It's almost like you can...
You are brilliant.
Smell...
Kiss her forehead.
Yeah, almost like you can smell the wood of the violin. It's almost like you can see the breeze through the window. It has a very live-like quality to it. And this mysterious gentleman sitting there, not looking at whoever's drawing him. Intimate. It feels intimate.
I'm super proud, Jade. Really, really impressed.
Oh, I love you, girl.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you, and I'll take out an envelope. I had this spontaneous idea, and I should have asked you before, but I'm asking before I give them to Michelle. But I wanted to take her to a concert.
Of course.
But it's Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh.
Garbage. It's in November, so it is a couple of months still. But I thought
it's gonna
early birthday present kind of thing.
She grabs you and she smushes your face. I love you.
Okay, good. I wasn't sure if that was...
I was just standing there drinking wine, looking at the artwork. Paris feels distant and faint.
Thank God.
And you're waking up with whoever feels like it never happened. This artwork it feels like it's healing you. And something feels just right in the world for a minute.
Kind of feels you just want to sit on the floor and just...
And as you do, you chat with Jade and you drink wine and you talk about art and talk about the future, and it feels okay for a minute. Well, someone else is stressing. This is the end of our 4th episode of the first night. Before we end this game this evening, we're going to do an epilogue of Hunter, the Reckoning campaign. Because it's directly linked to Boston. Early 1996. Deep beneath Cup Hill, in hidden caverns and hidden caves and tunnels, deep in the belly of the beast, Grace has endured torture, horrible torture, more than any person should bear. For these almost 3 long years in darkness and blindness, she suffered at the hands of this vile creature, cultivating the hidden power within it, making it grow strong, nursing it with her suffering, not knowing when this wretched existence will end, not knowing what happened to her dear hunter fathers. Do they live? Did they die? Are there others? One evening, when she feels like she can do no more, she's done enough, she hears the soothing voice of Marshall. She can't see, she can only vaguely glimmer him in the darkness. He strokes her sweaty forehead, her broken bones, her missing limbs, as he picks her up proudly like a father carrying his newborn. He whispers sweet healing words and how proud he is of her suffering and how well she did, and how she's a part of the solution. A true warrior, the purest hunter, the most gracious of sacrifices. She doesn't understand because her mind is a little bit broken, but it's okay. She understands that her suffering is now at its end, and she did her job, and she did it well. She lived. Through rock, through darkness, through gravel and dirt, she's lifted. She's elevated. She flies. She doesn't really understand where she is. She just knows she's close to someone she loved once. Marshall whispers to her, clears her foggy mind, her broken soul, that she's going to rest now. Her job is done. The power that she has cultivated is going to go to the next generation to create the greatest hunter of all, the greatest hunter that Boston's ever seen. Anastasia is chosen, her blood sister. Grace has cultivated this power for her. She was the chosen one. Grace was just the chalice. Just the chalice is an understatement. She did it. She bore the burden. She did a martyrdom's job. He lets her see her sister as she sits there, mature, not really grown, almost. He kisses her forehead and she says to her, "You can sleep now, warrior. Your job is done. You may watch over her." He grabs a dagger from inside his cloak as he pushes it up between her ribs to hit her heart. She sighs out in pure relief that she gets to pass on to the other side so she can view her sister as her sister is born, imbued. Her imbuement is not a common kind. It would be like Genesis shoved down your throat. She screams in her imbuement birth, for the power that her sister has cultivated is not a small thing. As she runs screaming into the street, as her sister walks beside her, supporting her from beyond as best as she can, She only knows one thing. She needs to find him. It's like she can hear her sister scream in her brain, need to find him. The man who sees, he lives with the books. He can guide you. Marshall takes Grace's body to a hidden grave, so no one may take her bones. That is the epilogue of Hunt. Thanks for tonight. Yes, I hope you actually go and see Hunter. We're kind of proud of it. And a lot of the characters and places that you see in Vampire, you will see in Hunter. It's all connected. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you follow, like, comment. Please, we love this. We'll appreciate any support, any criticism, feedback. We're into it. And we love it.
If you like it, please share.
That was episode 4, and
Please
hope to see
spread
you
it.
all next time. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
night.
Bye.